Warm greetings from the High 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans, live number 2. Hear ye, hear ye. Where are the relatives and family members of Jacqueline and T&J'S West? Why haven't you all spoken to the general public pertaining to the arrest of your loved ones? I'm very curious to know. I find it very strange. Or should I be confused or shocked that no one has come forward to speak up on behalf of these people? Because you see, you all didn't say any damn thing while the children were missing. One interview with Good Morning America, Wanda and Phil West. No relatives from Jacqueline's side of the family, friend, family member, neighbor, nothing. And now it's a weekend, and nobody's come forward to say they're shocked, baffled, confused. You've got the wrong people. You've got it wrong. Do we have it wrong? Wanda West? What is it that we have wrong? Because you like to play nursery rhymes with the public. You did a year or so ago. You got it wrong, you got it right, yah. Miss me with all that foolishness. Those two are in jail with heinous allegations against them. And not one of you have come forward to speak on their behalf, which I find awfully strange. So what I'm thinking is perhaps that you knew the children were gone, not missing, not sent back, not living with any other Tom, Dick, or Harry, Susie Mae, but they were permanently gone. And you knew that all along, and you aided them. It's a very sick game you all have been playing with the general public and law officials. But you see, the one thing that you probably don't understand, because I know you probably don't believe in God, you couldn't be a Christian. What comes around goes around. And you may be sitting in the damn cell beside your son and daughter-in-law and son-in-law, however it goes, if they can prove you had knowledge thereof, that the children were deceased, not visiting some random person, but dead. Thank you all for joining me. Where are they? Is one of you all going to come forward and say something about these bums? I'm curious. Awfully quiet out there in California. Why is that? For those who are curious to where Jacqueline and T&J'S are, they are in protective custody in another part of this jail system. I've been contacted to tell me that they are in protective custody, if those of you are curious, not in the same jail where they were. Thank you all for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Court TV is the source.
They died 3 months before their adoptive parents reported them missing. While the defendants in this case, T&J'S and Jacqueline West, are presumed innocent, the securing of a grand jury indictment is a major step in ensuring that there will be justice for Orrin and Orson.
On the docket tonight, the case against the Wests. These are the adoptive parents of the Cal City toddlers, Orrin and Orson West. They have not been found, but their parents have been accused of their murder. And we've been covering this story for a long time now, but just recently the indictment came down. We heard from the DA. The DA was speaking out. Well, now we've heard from the defense team, and the defense going on the offensive, going after the district attorney. Let's take a listen.
Uber is the future. We cannot be afraid.
Ooh, sorry about that. Kind of dozed off there in my own little world.
Attorney. Let's take a listen.
Last week, our clients, Mr. and Mrs. West, were arraigned on an indictment of 5 counts, including second-degree murder, and that came as a result of a grand jury convene. There's been great confusion we've seen about the difference here between a grand jury and a trial jury, and the two of those things cannot be more different. First, the standard of proof is lower for a grand jury. They need to only determine probable cause, which is one of the lowest legal standards our system holds. They also do not require a unanimous vote by the jurors. The prosecution also has broad discretion in determining how to proceed and doing so by way of indictment. The grand jury process lacks a crucial and important role of our criminal justice system, and that is the accused and their counsel being present during. There's no opportunity to cross-examine any witnesses, and it is basically ran by the district attorney. The state's comment and reliance on this "we have proved to a grand jury" is mere rhetoric. It's used as an insurance to bolster a lopsided indictment. Comments such as this have no place in an actual court of law, where it is 12 individuals who unanimously decide the outcome of this case based on this highest level of burden of proof, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. Statements that have been used by the Kern County District Attorney in her press conference tend to invoke a tidal wave of emotion towards finding guilt, whether substantiated or not, and this will taint a local jury pool and can deny our clients a chance at a fair trial. It's odd that the office held their press conference, made a series of comments which both mis- and disinformed the public, then the following day came and requested a gag order to stop the defense from having an ability to make similar comments. This action is disingenuous, but may also cause change for a change of venue in the future. It is now when the misleads and future end and the constitutional protections begin. The safeguards of the accused and the fight to preserve those for T&J'S and Jacqueline West begin now.
So the question is, did they cross the line, the district attorney? She came out and announced the indictment. I mean, the indictment is what it is. I mean, it's an accusation. She didn't get into any of the details of the case. She was extremely careful and precise, and the defense comes out and says it's not fair. Let's bring back in the think tank. What's your take on this, Randy? Is this a sign of strength or desperation from the defense, where they're going after the DA for announcing the indictment that they proved the case to the grand jury?
If I didn't know better, I'd say he used to be a prosecutor or something in a former life, Vinny. You might as well use air quotes. While the defendants are presumed innocent, the way she said it was as if she didn't believe it. There is a presumption of innocence, and she didn't convey that there's a presumption of innocence. She made a mockery of that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's brought up on sanctions or brought him on before the bar. Are you kidding me? She also, to come out and say, well, we've gotten an indictment, that means that they're guilty. That's basically what she's saying, which is not what it means. It means there's probable cause. You might as well next time say, well, the police arrested the guy. He must be guilty because the police saw fit to arrest the person. I think she crossed the line by a long way, not just a little bit over. I think she was far over the line.
And Brenner.
I can see that. I was just thinking, when I was a prosecutor one time, I asked the jury, they kept great assumptions in it, and I was a young lawyer, and I said, do you think the defendant was blown out of a cannon and landed in that chair? We just basically said, come on in, you're going to be tried for robbery. Person mistrial was granted. But the fact is that they've got special duties as prosecutors. They can't just come out and say, he's indicted, that means guilty, or I think there were other statements made in the case challenged. And under that old case of Shepard versus Maxwell, remember the piece that was based on it, the defense can comment on the nature of the defense, a lot of latitude, and pretrial publicity generated through the prosecutor to be grounds for it.
Rick King, I've covered a lot of press conferences. This DA would not answer any questions, would not give any specifics. She basically told us what was in the indictment, which is a very public document, and that was it. That was it. It seems like the defense is upset that their clients have been charged with murder. And by the way, Rick, this is a very easy case for them if, in fact, these two are factually true. I mean, if they want to prove their case, the defense, it should be over in 2 minutes, because the allegations are that these children were murdered in September. It wasn't until December that these parents said that they were abducted or went missing, December 20th. And the prosecution says that happened in September. The children are 3 and 4 years old, Rick. Like, do you have one photograph of the kids from October or November or December? Maybe Halloween, maybe Thanksgiving, maybe a birthday, maybe they're doing something funny. I mean, you don't have one picture of these kids alive in those 3 months? To me, the case should be done in 2 minutes if they're factually innocent.
But the reality is the case is supposed to be tried in the courtroom. And what that prosecutor did was she tried it in the
She announced the indictment. She's not allowed to do that?
You can indict, as you know, you can indict a brown paper bag. What she shouldn't have done is said that we proved it to the grand jury, because the word prove, and I am wholehearted. I think Professor Randy channeled his best Professor Sterling just now, because we talk about the due process that the defendants are entitled to, and they're entitled to the presumption of innocence. And for the prosecutor to come out and say that they proved their case to the grand jury it's improper and unethical.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy, to prove that they didn't kill these children, all they have to do is show me one photograph. I mean, you can go to any parent of a 3 and 4 year old and say, hey, do you have any pictures of your kids? You'll be there for 3 days rolling through every picture that they've taken.
Let's just keep trying to prosecute them in public, right? Let's just, the court of public opinion, you're going to get them found guilty. But,
right.
Rick, we're bonded here, because you got to prove it to a jury within the confines of the law, not in front of a microphone with a bunch of people.
I get it. But if it's your children, by the way, folks, Randy should be the last person talking about this. Go on his Facebook feed, and you will see 10 gazillion pictures of his beautiful daughter. I mean, and the bottom line here, Randy, is that if you are a parent, a loving parent like you are, everyone's got a cell phone these days. If you go through Randy's cell phone, you're going to see, of course he does. Of course he does, because he's a great parent. I mean, if your child was alive, I can show you a picture from last week, the week before, at least one picture for 3 months. One picture for 3 months, and is all they have to show to prove his case.
I'm going on a cyber vacation now. We got to be on social media.
But that's the bottom line, right? You've got pictures. We all have pictures of our children. I mean,
on behalf of my client Randy, I'm going to say that that's still for the prosecution to do. The three of us on this side of the square, we're criminal defense lawyers.
I get it. But if you've got someone who's factually innocent and you can prove it by showing one picture, just show it.
Not my responsibility. That's not my responsibility.
All right, take a look, folks. We've got a big readiness hearing coming up May 13th in this case. And we've got a trial date set, May 23rd. We'll see if they're ready on May 13th for trial on May 23rd. It could happen. It's California. I can't keep track of those trials out there.
Vinny Politan, Court TV, that's the source for the verification. It's in the YouTube queue and also posted to my community page. Thank you for joining me. What can I say? They were going at it, were they not? Pertaining to what was said last week by the district attorney, and then this week what was said in response to the district attorney, Mrs. Zimmer's assurance that they got it right, the state, against Jacqueline and Trezell West. And the defense attorneys for Jacqueline and Trezell West have spoken and basically said that the information that she relayed in the press conference was not proper information, that she wasn't supposed to use those types of words. She's just supposed to give you the information in the indictment, what they are accused of, but not laying it on thick, that the grand jury believed them believe the information they brought, that these people are guilty. I guess I'm wording that correctly. Thank you for joining me. Yes, gotta love Vinny. Ain't that the truth? Because I do like him. Welcome all new subs, visitors, guests, and mods. Thank you all for joining me. Okay. All right, Crystal. Thanks anyway. All right, dear. Well, I tried. I'll see how this goes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is live number 2. The last live was pertaining to the double Moab murders. They have a new timeline. Some eyewitnesses have come forward to attest that they heard screams and gunshots around 11:35 in the morning on that Saturday. So we will see what happens, where this information will take us pertaining to the deaths of these women, the murders of these women, brutal murders. Thank you all for joining me. Where are the family members for Jacqueline and Giselle West? Why hasn't any of them spoken up? It's been a week now. We're going into Thursday, and no one has come forward to speak on behalf of the family to say yes or no. We agree with the indictments. You all got it wrong. You've got the wrong people. They didn't kill the children. They didn't induce the other children to murder the children. Why not? Why haven't you spoken up? Will they speak up? Will they come forward? And will some of those parties also be arrested for aiding this couple in hiding and concealing the deaths of their adoptive children? The discussion tonight is, where are the family members and why haven't they spoken up? Thank you for joining me. Okay, Ragdoll. Well, that's the thing about news. Depends on the station, how they want to deliver the news. Every news agent has their stories that they want to filter out. The information I just played is by Court TV. I have a few people viewing. Give your opinion if you like. I'll wait. Tomorrow, Justice Smollett will go to court to get his sentencing for the hoax he pulled in Chicago, Illinois, to say that he was assaulted. We will see what happens. He doesn't have a criminal record, so the judge may show him favor and just give him probation. And also, the city of Chicago is suing for restitution for money spent on the investigation. I do believe he is at fault for the hoax and wasting the city's money, and he owes them that money back. If you have an opinion, feel free to hit the link to give your opinion. If not, I will time out. That's to say a commentary for Court TV pertaining to the opinions of the said people that were on the panel about what was said by Ms. Zimmer. Some believe what she said was overkill, some don't. You're entitled to your opinion. As I said, I'm no expert in legal wranglings, so I can't say. Cannot say. And as I said earlier, before I played that audio, Jacqueline and Trezell West are in protective custody. We will see what happens. May 23rd is the expected date for court to start, the trial to start. We will see if it starts on time. Well, I don't have much to say about what's going on out there in California. It's a bit much. Because I'll just have to wait till they go to trial and see what the evidence is. That way there won't be any more speculations or assumptions. I can hear the evidence. I don't know if they will film the trial or not. They haven't said if they will allow cameras inside. The panel is open. I've dropped the link if you all would like to give your opinion. I guess it will be. We will see what happens. The witnesses will comply to the gag order. As most of you know, a gag order was issued also this week. We will see if everyone adheres to the order. Or someone will decide to leak out information. I don't know. But yes, it is very quiet. It's been very quiet. No members have come forward. Very strange. But then maybe not. No one spoke up vigorously in the months that the children were missing. So I can't say that I'm shocked that no one has come forward to speak up day one when they were arrested. Because no one spoke up in the beginning. So his parents went to the news once and gave an interview with Good Morning America. But that was basically it. I will bring you information pertaining to Miss Cole out of Florida. They believe that perhaps the lady that was put in the septic tank was alive. Lord have mercy. It's very terrible news. I wasn't expecting that. And I will bring you an update pertaining to that story. I'll try to bring that story tomorrow. Well, it shows they don't care. I think that's obvious at this point. They were never, no one was ever concerned for the children. It's quite obvious. Shameful. Very shameful. Well, the link's been dropped if you all would like to give your commentary. You all have so much to say in the chat and love to talk in the comment box and on the post. I'm kind of confused. Maybe I'm missing something. I haven't seen any more updates pertaining to the story. I've checked to see if I could see anything else, and I hadn't seen anything. That was the latest information that I brought to you by Court TV. And if I find anything else, I will definitely bring you that information. Sadly, this is not a death penalty case because they have a moratorium in the state of California. So the worst case scenario would be life imprisonment. That's about it for the suspects. I'm sure many people would like for these two heathens to get the death penalty, but it is what it is. It's very sad. I want to check and see if Bayan has posted anything. I don't see anything new from him. No, he hasn't put anything new up. Well, I was hoping he had something new up here. I don't see anything. Oh, well. No, honey, no updates. I haven't seen or heard anything. Not a thing. Thanks for asking. think it's very sad that there are no updates on him. It's very disturbing. I don't know. I guess they don't have any leads. I think somebody in that house knows, though. Probably more than one. Somebody knows something. It's just a matter of getting them to talk. It's very, very tragic. Very, very tragic. If you need to keep up with any updates pertaining to this story, you can check out ABC 23 News, KGET, both are out of California, and also Court TV. I just played you audio from Court TV, and basically what they were discussing is the commentary from district attorneys Zimmer and the defense attorneys who have given brief commentary pertaining to Jacqueline and Trezell West. What my question is that where's the family? There has been no commentary from them. They have not spoken up or come forward to speak on their behalf or against them or anything. I just think it's sickening because, one, you lied quiet for a year, more than a year. One interview with Good Morning America, as I've said before, but that was it. The adoptive parents gave one interview, never searched, never talked to the news, radio, no more articles. No articles, anything with newspapers. And then his parents, one time they spoke and that was it. His brother spoke briefly in that commentary with the mother and father to Good Morning America, and that was the extent of it. That was the extent. It's very sad. And I do believe those people knew that the children were not alive because in the end, if you have a relationship with your son, you're going to know the whereabouts of the children at some point. So I do believe they knew that the children were gone, that they were not alive. And I'm hoping that the state will, once they seal the charges up for Jacqueline and Trezell, they will also seek charges for the parents, family members. And that's the sad information coming out of California. I don't really have anything else to add except for I just wondering where these people, why no one has come forward. Naturally, there's a gag order. That was only released this week. So that had nothing to do with last week when these people would have gotten the news that they were arrested. So I find it very strange. Nobody would want to say something to the public. Hey, you got this wrong. You got the wrong people. There's a mistake, something. Nothing. Not a thing. Very, very baffling. Well, they harmed their own children as well. It's not just the children that they killed. They used their own children. They used their own kids and they used the other adoptive children, I'm assuming. So they never cared for any of the children. It's very sick. Two sick individuals. But no business with children. It's very sad. Pathetic. Very pathetic situation because it was unwarranted murdering these small children. Well, that's my commentary. It's basically no one's come forward to speak on behalf of these people. And I guess possibly they won't. Because in the end, what can you say? I guess nothing. Not a thing. You can't say anything. What would be of helpful? What would be of use at this point? more lies, more than likely. And I think we've had enough of that for a year, listening to people make up stuff. These people stood before. Talking about what, Pretty K? Hit the link if you got something you want to say, because nobody else is hitting the link, so I can't continue to just sit here. What is he talking about? Is he talking about the case or the allegations, or what is he saying? PK, what is he saying on Facebook? My thing is, why even talk on Facebook? It's pointless. Especially if you're saying something about the case. You might as well just talk to the news. It's ridiculous. He ain't talking about the case. He writing on other people's timeline. Saying what? Well, honey, you can come up here and tell me what he's saying. I don't want to type back and forth. So I guess I have to go look. Wow. That's okay. I don't want you to send me anything. I thought if you could hit the link, you can explain to us what was being said. Because I'm really not trying to read a bunch of stuff off of Facebook. I could just check it for myself. Mercy. Extra work. I don't see anything. Well, I see his mother. She has a Facebook page. It has the nerve to say, "I love you, Lord," on January 2nd. That's funny. Look at all these people saying hello to her. Happy New Year. Good morning, lady. Good to see your face. Happy belated Christmas. Jesus. Beautiful sister of God. May this new year be a blessing for you and your family. Sorry, Ms. Ramos. Not. Jesus, these people are just as sick as they are. And then what is this lady saying? I can't till it's safe to go to lunch with you. Must be talking about COVID. I think COVID would be the least thing I'd be concerned with this bunch. These are some sick people. There is no way in hell I'd be sitting here conversing with this heifer. I'm going to read Wanda West's Facebook page from the Christmas Day. Since nobody wants to talk, I guess I'll just talk to myself. May the Lord strengthen your mind, body, and spirit today. Where you're weary, may you be refreshed. Where you're worn, may you be renewed. Where you're broken, may you be restored. Where you're fearful, may you become faithful. Walk in complete confidence today, knowing that the Lord Almighty is with you. Amen. 17 comments after that. So people wishing her a Merry Christmas. Oh, Nilda says, Merry Christmas, Sister Wanda. Blessed, Happy New Year. God promises are yes and amen. Stay strong. Oh, this is hilarious. Thank you. I'm still standing. Well, let's see if you're standing when you're in jail. How about that? Wanda West, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Posting this bullshit on Facebook as if you didn't know that those kids were dead. See, you are exactly what I'm talking about. That's why Trezell is in the shit he's in right now. Because you're a fraud. It's one thing to be flawed, but this shit here, these Facebook posts, all this fake ass talk about God and all that. See, people like you make me sick to my stomach because you're doing too much, laying it on thick. And you knew all about these kids being dead. Got a funky feeling you knew. And you're sitting here going back and forth with these random ass people talking about God and I'm blessed and I'm standing. That's why your son is where he is, because he's just like you. Fraudulent, fake, a sociopath. So this is the stuff that sociopaths do. Walking around pretending to be human, praising God, Allah, wrapping presents, chanting and moaning, acting. Oh my God, I could throw up. This is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Jesus, what is wrong with you people? She got her new hairdo, got her hair in some tight curls. Guess it's a wig. And a bandana around her head with some shades and some red lipstick on. You are a hot mess. Just a hot damn mess. And your son's sitting here puckering his lips up to the camera. Sugarfoot. Fucking wacko. Looking good, Jamal. Looking good 2 times, cuz. Jamal, can you speak to my class? Hell no, he can't speak to your class. Well, I see somebody got on this timeline from the Bio family. Hashtag where are the boys? I was waiting to see that. Lord have mercy. He didn't respond. This must be somebody related to Roro, I guess. Interesting. Lord have mercy. What kind of world is this? Lord have mercy. What a mess. Just don't know people. Then I'm looking here on this page where they're saying it was a fake license plates. Maybe somebody made a YouTube video about it. That wouldn't shock me none. Wouldn't shock me at all. But like they had a prayer vigil outside the house, the old house, a couple of days ago. I don't even know why they keep in the house. Strange people. Very sick. I wouldn't even want to go out to that house. I wouldn't even go out there. For what? I wouldn't want to go out there. Children didn't go out there allegedly. So there's really no point in going out there. Pointless. All the things you see on Facebook. Now, this is funny. Last August, he posted to his Facebook with a lion with a crown on his head. As I celebrate another year, I will continue to walk my own path, not hesitate when I should act, experience the moments fully, live, love, and pray hard, and enjoy my family and friends. Jamal, please. This boy is weird. She's commented again on there. Where are the boys? He don't care about what you're saying. Crackpot. All these people commenting, you're looking good, you're looking good. Sick. Even though we know it's not people's fault who their relatives turn out to be, but at some point you have to ask yourselves, what are the roles that these people have played pertaining to these children? Thank you. I'm just saying, thank you so much. Well, that's what they're doing. Live life, whatever. He liked to change his profile a lot. I see that March 7th, May 9th. Oh, May 9th. This goofy motherfucker changes his profile every 5 days. Excuse my language. Just these people whack. And the last time he posted anything about the boys, this is funny. January 11th, 2021, our new statement about the search and reward. That's when you had to go to the Medium site to pay to get information. It shows the boys' pictures and a $30,000 reward. 17 comments. Oh, I can't wait to see what they're saying. Praying for you and the family. Prayers up, Jamal. Still praying. Jamal, I'm so undone by this. I will share this on my page. I'm praying for your family. Jesus. Good day, Mr. Watkins. Blessings be unto you. And then somebody posted, where are the boys? And a picture of Jacqueline and Giselle with indictments. Oh, Jesus, I'm dead. And he don't take it off of there either. This when you know people are sick. They won't even take the stuff off the page. Dear God, what are we talking about? So that's when you know you're dealing with a wacko. They're sitting here seeing that people are posting the stuff to their page. And they don't care anything about them posting it. It's very strange. Hello. Very, very strange to me. Leave your Facebook page open so people can put these things on here about the boys when you obviously don't care anything about the children. Last time you posted anything from what I'm seeing is the first of last year. Nothing else about the kids. I'm all the way in May, September, October. That's the first thing that comes up on this page is October 22, 21. You have nothing on your Facebook but one information from January 21. So for a whole year, damn near, you've said nothing from what I can pull up, anything about the boys. But you love them. Let your mother said it. We love them. We're hurting too, grieving, blah, blah, blah. You have people on the pay to hear you talk on the median site. But yet you've posted nothing on your Facebook page pertaining to the children, Jamal Watkins. Why is that? Don't harass the uncles and the uncles, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that what you said to Good Morning America? Wow, interesting. Woo, mercy. Very sick. And your mother, her and all this Bible thumping. I can't. Please, somebody's address something to Jamal. You, sir, you haven't done to help find your nephews. We are waiting for you to do the right thing and spill it. Well, you see, we are not giving up and we will not. That man don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. They've got this post of where is Orrin and Orson West? Help, help. Pictures of Jacqueline and Giselle. Then they've got a saying Jamal Watkins is vice president of blah, blah, blah. That man don't give a damn. His mama don't care and he don't care. And his brother and wife, they don't care. This is something Linda Price says. Jamal does not deserve to be called SUE, whatever. Wanda West knew all along boys were gone before they were reported missing. She knows how they were murdered, and she knows how they were disposed of. Lord Jesus. Cindy Ann says, why did it take a year to arrest these two? Why? We all knew from day one. Very true. It's about time. And this lady says, Jamal Watkins, in case you don't know, your brother Trezell West is in jail now. God, that's hilarious. Lord have mercy, I'm dead. Very weird stuff. Facebook. These people know they will put their business on Facebook, will they not? Very strange. Everyone's so quiet. Well, Amazing Tiff, who are you speaking of? This chat or their family? Because the chat is about as quiet as the family. I've been on almost an hour. Well, it is what it is. I don't know why people like talking on Facebook so much. It's a great place to hide behind. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. Talking to people on Facebook, it's just imaginary. Writing stuff, posting stuff. Most of the people don't really care about the stuff you post and talk about, your pictures and stuff. They don't give a damn about that stuff. People tell you anything. Oh, great picture. Blah, blah, blah. They don't care about that stuff. And it's just sickening looking at this grandmother posting all these biblical things and talking about God and Jesus. Just, I don't understand what the hell's going on. Yes, they were doomed from the start. That's the sick part of the story. Is that the babies never had a chance. They just as easily could have ended up dead when they first started out. That's the reason why they're got in foster care in the first place. 1 year apart. Can't even logically explain that. It's just ridiculous. Sickening. Well, they were never talking anyway. That's the whole point of the story. Nobody was talking. Even when they went to the news to report the children missing, nobody was talking. They talked once to the news. His parents went to the news once. That's it. Where's her family? Jackie? Where is your mom, dad, brothers, sisters? You have any brothers and sisters? Why aren't you all speaking up? I just find it strange. Even on her side of the family, nobody has anything to say. Nobody had anything to say over a year ago. Nobody has anything to say now. I bet you somebody's going to that jail. I bet you that. If they ain't got nothing else going on, they've got somebody coming to that jail. If they're even allowed visitors. Because when you're in protective custody, I didn't think you'd be allowed visitors. Except for your attorneys. Well, that's the said information. They each have Facebook pages, so they're happy with pretending to be Bible thumpers on Facebook and showing their little pictures and their little fan clubs, you know, people that are obviously oblivious to what the hell's going on pertaining to the children. Now, I want to see what people are saying on their Facebook accounts now, since they've been arrested. Hey, great photo. Woo, you're looking good. Hey, how's your brother doing? Locked up, charged with murder. It's crazy. You don't have to encourage these people to on the panel. This be the last time they'll ever get a chance to even express themselves. I don't have this kind of time. I've been too kind. I've been up here 1 hour and 1 minute. The endless complaining about you can't comment on the video. Why would I want the videos open to comment? What's the difference between the video and commenting and say something on the panel? That's what it's for. Well, Sunset, I wasn't even going to go into that Facebook because I don't go looking at people's Facebook pages. People like doing that kind of stuff, going to people's Facebook pages, seeing what they're talking about. Why would I want to go on somebody's Facebook page that only wanted me to pay for their information when the boys first went missing? That let me know right there your spirit was bad. You didn't care anything about the kids. So I'm not getting ready to go to your Facebook page every day to see what you're talking about. You want to talk about anything when the children first went missing. So I'm not going to waste my breath catching arthritis scrolling over to your Facebook page. And now it's a year later. They're not talking about nothing more than what they were talking about a year ago. Absolutely nothing. Why would there be footage of an adoption? That's private. Where is the family? Where are the family members and relatives of Jacqueline Vasquez? All you Vasquez's out there, where are you? Giselle, where are your friends and family members? Where is Mama West? She can talk on that damn Facebook, but she can't talk to the news. And your pie-face ass brother. What about your younger brother? He don't have anything to say either? All y'all huddled around in that nasty ass house over there like rats. No, none of you got nothing to say. Sick. But you ain't on Facebook talking now. Oh, yeah, they've been arrested. Pray for us. God's got this. God said, leave me out of this one. No, thank you. I'll pass. Sick. Very sick. It would show who in 2019? Nobody's going to film an adoption. That's not legal to do that. You would do that in a business setting. They wouldn't have that in an open forum, an adoption. I doubt. Hello, Marie. How are you? It's very sick people. Very sick and very ill. Well, I don't really have much to say pertaining to these. It's been very quiet up here. There's not very much to say about this situation pertaining to the family. They're quiet, I'm quiet. Obviously, they don't have anything they want to say. Hello?
Hello, Queen. How are you doing tonight?
I'm not doing too good.
What are you not doing too good about?
I just all I can say is say everything you're gonna say up here tonight.
Well,
say everything you're gonna say tonight.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to think back over cases in the past where nobody came forward to speak. In the Peterson case, Chris Watts, I can't think of anybody that really came forward for a lot of people. Possibly because they know they're guilty, or possibly they they've just always been odd people. Speaking of the West, maybe people felt distanced from them somehow because of their life, or knew they were hiding something, knew something was up. And then I was thinking, well, another reason people don't speak out is because they just really don't want to get involved. They don't want to be bothered. Maybe afraid they'll get dragged into court, get dragged into the story when they're not.
But they're going to be, well, these people are going to end up being in court because they're going to have to show, the state's going to have to prove that other people are also complicit.
Yeah.
And that somebody had to have known.
Well, I know that I would go looking for a microphone if certainly some family member, and if a friend got caught up in something I knew they could not possibly be guilty of, I would be looking high and low for a microphone to say, I know this person. I trust this person. There's no way this is true. I mean, anything to be supportive. But there's another pattern I noticed that when people start virtue signaling and praise the Lord, they start acting like that. I think, well, there's another person I think about that, runs and hides behind the Bible, that kind of thing. Hiding behind some kind of, putting on some form of spirituality as if to say, hey, my hands are clean, I'm innocent, God's got this. That makes me suspect people more when they do that. And maybe some people do it quite sincerely, but, for whatever reason, it just strikes me wrong when I start seeing that right out of the gate with people. I'm innocent. Don't look at me. I don't know nothing. I didn't have anything to do with it.
She said it anyway last year. You got it right. You got it wrong. She should have shut up. Shouldn't have said nothing. Because that's not what people wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Nobody have time for nursery rhymes. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. All we can do is just kind of see what comes out in the trial with all those witnesses they're going to trot out there. See what each one has to say and see what jumps off there.
And how many knew?
Yeah, how many knew and they were silent? Now they're going to start singing. There's Ram.
Hello. Evening.
Good evening.
It's good to hear you again. See you.
Well, like I told her, say whatever you got to say. Make it good.
Queen Rich,
this will be the last time. So say whatever you got to say.
This will be the last.
It's the last one.
Sorry.
Queen is tired tonight. She's tired of talking. She won't.
I got you. Did I do something? Is there something?
No, it's just some things I've noticed with the lives that I don't like, and this is it.
Okay. All right.
So why do you think nobody's come forward to speak?
There are pieces of shit. Who is going to come defend that? I think they're going to ride it out.
But look at here. They didn't rally when we didn't know the children were dead.
That's true.
Yeah.
We didn't know the children were dead.
Right.
And there still might be some people out there that don't believe what the district attorney is saying.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like, the family in the holler. People believe those people are innocent. There's not any changing it until hopefully it goes to court and hopefully they're able to present what they got. And then you still will have people, whatever the verdict is, that still believe they're fucking innocent. Excuse me.
Yeah, they'll be shocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you all have heard about the gag order. I guess that was just right.
Yeah.
And then also their attorneys have spoken and they're not too pleased with what Ms. Zimmer has said in the press conference.
And that's their job. So, that is the district attorney's job to try to add shade to the prosecuting attorney. When I first heard her speak, I was like, woo, She don't take no crap,
Mm.
which I was very happy with. Like those press would ask a question and she'd politely put them back in their place. And I was like, this woman, I'm liking. So we'll just have to see, I want the justice for these two little boys. I want them to frickin' tell us where they're at without any frickin' reduce of sentence or anything. And I want them to get some jailhouse justice. Good punch here, good punch there. Leave no
Right. The best
Well,
kind.
they won't be getting any punches unless it's the guards doing it. They're in protective custody as I speak.
I'm sure they are. You can't go to jail, but you're not protected. Let me just tell you that. It doesn't matter if they want to.
I'm just saying.
I understand
they're
that.
not going to let nobody do nothing to these two. So
Right.
whenever it's high profile, they're going to do their best to make sure they make it to trial. Now, after trial, and you happen to go to prison, you on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
And that I understand, because in jail, especially, they are being looked at, especially all this time and all those boohoo stories when we know from the beginning that shit was crap.
You're so funny.
I'm sorry.
I'm laughing at something somebody said in the chat about seeing people faint after their verdicts were read. Yeah, I guess I faint too.
Yes. I don't think anybody should faint. We knew from the get-go with his fucking arms stuck under there and not going out to how could you not go search for your babies? How can you tell us boo-boo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, but you don't go search for your babies? I'm not buying it. So nobody should be shocked that these two have got some shit coming to them. And then you take your other child and you use them to help do this horrible thing that's going to have to live with that crap for the rest of their life. Man, there is no sentence. I certainly don't believe there's a sentence for these two. How could you do that? I get how, why they did it. They did it like, oh, if we do this and we make them a part of whatever we got going here, then they won't tell. That's why they did it.
Yeah,
at least that's my opinion.
They didn't plan it out carefully to think the children. That was a thought, an assumption the children wouldn't tell it. Well, they did tell it.
Yes.
Because the children.
Yes, but how could you do that to another child?
Because you don't care. So I told people not to be judging them on favoritism. They favored one. Well, now they've shown you they never cared for any of their children.
Right.
Because even if they killed them themselves, the children weren't involved, these are still not people that should be rearing their own biological children.
No.
Correct.
They shouldn't even have a pet like that pet chalk dog they had. I hope it's in freaking some nice home now. I'm done with them. I don't have any sympathy for them.
That dog probably was from a rent-a-kennel.
Right. And you're right.
Nothing would shock me with these two.
No, nothing. Because they use verbiage, just like the Wells used verbiage. I wouldn't even think some of these people are smart enough to do this, but they've had long enough to plan out their script. Yeah. So it just is what it is. It's awful.
They should have taken a little longer with their script because it sucks.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think the state or somebody had been inquiring, so they had to come up with something to explain where the children were. So it's easy to say, it really makes no sense because you're being accused of murder. So to put out a missing persons report because nobody's seen the kids and inquiring is still worse than, how am I trying to explain this? You're facing prison time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you could have just sent the kids back if it wasn't working out.
Yes.
Versus killing them, then somebody's inquiring, and now you got to make up a ruse. So it really didn't make any sense to one, kill them, then put out a report that they're missing because somebody's inquiring about them. You should know that if they're foster care and adoptive children, somebody will be coming to look, ask questions, whatever. They're not going to doctor visits. I think that's what happened. They weren't complying with whatever they were supposed to be doing. And they said, well, let's come up with a rules that they're missing because we can't produce the children. Somebody probably wanted them to produce the kids. They could not.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't logically explain killing somebody and then 3 months later reporting them missing. You'd only be reporting them missing because somebody started knocking on doors, sending letters.
Well, and we were in the middle of the pandemic, so that helped them too, whoever was asking. I know Bio Mom, I believe, tried to get a hold of them earlier to drop off a gift or something, and they wouldn't allow that. I do remember that.
That doesn't make any sense either, because how would she know that they had her kids?
I don't know.
I've heard that. I'm just saying. I heard the rumor. I'm just
No.
saying, how would she know that her children were in their foster care and then adopted by them? There's something about that don't sound right either.
No, but those poor boys had no fucking chance of a life. I mean, they had a shitty ass mother, and then they were sent to them. I mean, poor dudes. I feel so bad for them. What was a ray of sunshine? What was going outside? These are questions I have for those two pieces of crap. There I go. I'm on my box again. I'm sorry. It's just like I told you, kids mean a lot to me, and I see what happens when kids are not treated right and they lead a crappy lifestyle. I know where they're going to end up, and I don't want that to happen. Although these two won't even be given that chance. I just think they had a crappy ass life, though.
So far, yeah.
That's obvious.
It's terrible.
These people have no souls.
No.
They're just black-hearted, sick, deranged.
Yes.
It's no child. They would have waited forever to mention anything. Maybe they just thought, if we don't say anything, it'll just eventually go away. So no conscience.
Yeah. I think that is it. I do. I think they were, and so much for the mother humping grandma too. That bitch needs to be fucking in jail too. She can sleep on the
she probably will.
I hope so. Because I didn't like her nasty ass.
Because she's a part of the storyline, because he put her in it when he said he took the kids there on the 19th.
Yes. Yes.
He should have never implicated his mother.
No, and she needs to have those kids removed from her care.
I believe she's been a party to this.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Probably abused. Like someone said, they've probably been abused for years since being in her care.
Yes.
It's just a jacked up situation.
She's found the Lord, though. She's found the Lord. So,
I would love to help take those mother humping braids out of her effing head. I would more than happily help her take her braids out.
I'm not clear on what your opinion is.
I'm sorry. I just speak it like it is. But, to have and to stick up for your kid, those were babies. And crap, I just can't make it any clearer. Take them to the fucking fire department. Take them somewhere and turn them in.
Yeah.
There's an age limit on taking children to the fire department.
Right. And there is, but
you cannot take a 1-year-old to the fire department.
Yeah. But CPS, somebody would have been like, okay, we get it. You can't handle it. So we'll take these two back.
Just surrender. You can surrender your children. But it makes me think there was just something really sadistic going on there that they didn't take that option. If if these kids are too rambunctious, if they're too, whatever it is that you can't handle, why hold on to them? Why kill anybody or mistreat on any level? If you can't handle it, just say so.
I agree. You're not,
So are you keeping them around just to have something to kick around? What's the thing?
Yes. Yeah. And I feel that maybe, we're not going to know till it all. We may never know everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had some pretty horrific things happen to them. Just like, the holler people. I think that's, why people don't come forward, because of things that they've caused, because they're afraid, even though those little guys were little, they're afraid they're going to say something. So they got to take care of the problem before the problem comes out.
Right. Yeah. Well,
thank goodness during this journey, she didn't get pregnant again. That's pretty much what I have to say. I mean, it just sickens me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she would want any kids.
Been cured.
Considering they're all gone.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would be the last thing on her mind is getting pregnant.
Right.
They had bigger fish to fry.
Whatever their aims were or goals were, whatever they thought problems they were solving by doing what they did or having it done, however it happened. It's mysterious to me. What was the end game for them? Were the other 4 in danger too? Imagine how frightened they might be to
Well,
think,
that's why I
well,
said nobody was ever safe. Whether the children, if we never found out the children were involved, nobody was safe because I brought you information about foul-side and mothers and stuff killing their kids. You can't think that the other children were safe because a lot of people have that misconception that, well, they didn't like this kid, because that's all we kept hearing with the Summerwell situation. In the end, nobody is safe if a person would plot to kill their child deliberately.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely
what is
right.
them from killing the other child when things don't go their way, or the child does something he or she don't like, and then they knock them off too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those children just living in abject fear.
That's what I think happened to these kids, you know, but it's only talking about one. So I don't, we won't know till this all comes forward, but I don't care. You still fucking damage that poor child, all those poor kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and all the counseling in the world, and they will get counseling, thank God. And hopefully they're in loving homes and they are able to flourish and nurture and grow up into responsible adults and not take after whoever raised them.
Well, that's what we always pray for children who come out of situations like this. And of course, I pray for that too, for those children. But I know, we've heard of too many cases where they end up, and it's not a whole lot better than what they came out of. And
correct,
my God, these people who have it so bad, such a hard way to go. It just breaks your heart to think of how that happens.
Because it's maddening. I don't know. Okay, I don't have children. I love children, though. I mean, way back when I was married, I had a miscarriage, and that pretty much sealed my thing. However, I love kids. I don't know how you could do this to children, and it bothers me that whatever you do to the child that's negative, it's going to be compounded as they grow up, and you know, and hopefully they can get beyond that. Hopefully they realize it and they get help and they can get beyond it. But a lot of times that crap just keeps on carrying, and they don't even really understand why they are the way they are. And I don't have no time for that. That's awful. That is awful to do. I don't care if you are, you know, as a child, like I said, that shit just carries on. I saw it on a regular basis. You know, I dealt with adults, however, the kids would come visit and you could just see it. I would be like, man, I wish I had a little freaking thing I could follow their future too, because you could tell by their body language, you could tell by how a parent handled them what was going to happen. And I was like, please, you know, your significant other is in prison. Don't do this to your child, you know, teach them right from wrong. But it doesn't, it's a weird thing. People don't get that, you know, I don't understand.
Well,
evil wears many faces.
Yes. And that's a thing people don't get too, is that, Queen, I was listening to you, and to be safe wherever you go. And I agree. Always, everybody out there who's ever listening, this is off the subject, which Queen doesn't like, but I just want to say, make sure you know where you're at and always pay attention. Always be looking around. If someone doesn't look right, take that into consideration. But
well, I wonder. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, ma'am.
Go on, finish.
Go ahead.
I'm wondering, which I really don't have to wonder, because I know these people, the parents, are going to be called into court. What I'm wondering is if whatever Wanda told law officials in the beginning about if the children were with her on the 19th, if she will have that same version when she's called to testify. Or if it's with the other grandmother, because that was never stipulated. Some of us assumed it was Wanda who had the kids, but it could have been the other woman, Jack.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Well, I hope whoever grandma it is, they put on their big girl panties and don't subject the children to that answer. You know, I have absolutely no doubt.
I said the grandmother, is she going to get the version she gave to the police?
Right. Is she going to say the same, stick to that story? Yeah.
Hopefully
whatever she told them, is she going to tell that same version? Because now they've been arrested. So obviously the state has something. So are you going to still spin the same story? Because see, we don't even really know if she spun a story or not. We don't know if he talked to her ahead of time, and that will show cause that she had knowledge before the 911 call was written. Because would he not call her to say, hey, I need you to tell the police this, and this, because on Tuesday I'm going to call them and report these kids missing. See, you're telling on yourself. So this is why I'm wondering, what all did he tell her beforehand? Or did he just let it play out on its own? And they went to her and asked, hey, did you have the kids on the 19th or through this many days? And she or whoever had the kids, what version did they give?
That'll be interesting to find out.
Yes, it will.
The story told under oath as opposed to just saying things.
Yes. And how, as a grandma, could you do that? Oh, Lord, I have so many questions. Like I told you, I'd love to help her take her braids out, but I don't know how
her braids are. I don't think she has a braid. She has a new hairdo.
Oh, okay.
I saw on Facebook.
I agree with Queenie. It kind of looks like a curly wig, sort of thing with a head wrap.
Okay.
Yep, a man in a wig.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, boy, that's been a theme this year.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
they got it as the song say. I got it from my mama. That's why they were dressed in wigs allegedly when they were apprehended. That's another thing I'm curious about. They were off the grid, I guess, out there 17 miles out or whatever when they were apprehended. I wonder how long. When was the last time they actually spoke with law officials and were cooperating? Because that's going to be a big thing too.
Well, and then when is the last time they saw their mama? I just can't believe that mama didn't know. I'm sorry.
No, she knew. She had knowledge. If he had any type of relationship with her, if we're to believe she is the one that had the kids, allegedly, the 19, she's had knowledge that the kids were gone. And anybody with sense would ask their child, well, where are the two? I haven't seen the two. So that means you have to be literally hiding from your family. If you all decide to have dinner, go out to eat, somebody's going to ask, well, where are the other two?
Right.
Yes. It's
who did their destination? What are you talking about, Sunset? They probably didn't have a destination. They probably just out. A lot of people think they were on the run. On the run is not 17 miles outside of Bakersfield.
No.
They've had a whole year to run. Think about it. They stayed in California because that's what they're used to. That's all they know. So a lot of people don't understand. Going on a run, it takes a special kind of person to go on a run. If you're codependent and you're used to dealing with people, you're used to being aided by people, you're not going to make it on the run.
Right.
And they've had ample enough time to leave the state of California. 17 miles outside of California. That's just over 20-something minutes. That's nowhere.
No. I'm sure that was still close to some parent, whichever parent it was. But yeah.
So they weren't on the run. They were just off the grid. They just was somewhere in a different type of vehicle, not known to law enforcement, unless law enforcement had been trailing them. And they probably had stopped cooperating because they possibly knew that day was coming, that those people would be looking for them. But as I said, it makes no sense because you're still in the state of California and you're right outside the city limits. So I don't know if they were still complying or not. But somebody said on this post I read that they changed the license plates. So I don't know. I don't know what's the truth.
Something that I've not I don't know.
Where maybe to
maybe-
where the bodies are. Why are they going to go to the bodies knowing they're probably following them? That would make no sense.
Yeah.
Like, get ready to go check no bodies and not know who's following me.
Was there a reason that compelled them to move from Bakersfield to Cal City?
We don't know. We don't know anything.
Nobody knows that.
My understanding from the lady that sold them the house, she was wrangling with them for damn near 6 months. So 6 months before fall would have been around March.
Okay.
April. So I always thought that something was wrong with that lady. Because I'm not going to wrangle with you if I want to sell my house. First time the bank calls and say there's a problem with the money, the conversation's over with. I'm going to go find somebody else to buy the house. Why would you continuously deal with them? And then you get on YouTube and spin these webs about how long it took. And he brought some guy that looked like he was with the mob. Well, but you did that. You participated.
Yes.
You didn't put a gun in your head and said, give me the deed to the house.
Right. Exactly.
So if you didn't know, if you saw he didn't have no money, why would you still be dealing with him? Makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard this rumor about she lent him $5,000. That's somebody else. I'm talking about the person who he bought the house from. You're talking about two separate people. The person that lazily gave him the money is not the person that sold him the house. Why would I sell you my house and then give you money? That doesn't make any sense.
I heard the real estate agent did that. Now I don't have.
But that's not the person that sells a house. I'm talking about the owner and the agent.
Yes.
Those are two separate entities.
Right. Yes.
I think you all are getting them confused.
I just think they thought.
I don't trust anything with that, because if that is true, when we heard those rumors about whomever gave him the money, that's still nowhere near the price of $100,000 house. 5,000, 10,000. That's nothing.
No.
Something sketchy about that for sure.
And why would I give a stranger money?
Yeah, that was some of my questions. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And now it's boarded up like I'm sure it's going to be back in foreclosure, because I don't think either he or her ever got a job.
Somebody said, I believe I heard it on Duty Ron's channel, that the payments are up to date.
No.
Huh.
Okay.
So imagine if they are up to date, then there's really something that don't make no sense.
And
because allegedly they have $2,000 of income coming in. So now you have to ask yourselves, what is the $2,000? Are we now talking about two people who possibly draw SSI? Since they don't have any children, where would their money be coming in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that still isn't much money. I mean, your house payment, I'm sure, is more than that. And then you've got whatever, your vehicle tags, your vehicle, all that crap. You gotta live. Even without kids, $2,000 ain't no money in the state of California. Right. I know.
No, it isn't. That's not enough for food.
No. No, it's not. So,
I mean, they're going to spend that up in probably 2 weeks of driving at Winnebago.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean, and where did that come from? It looks, in the picture, it looked new. I don't know.
Like I told everybody, you don't know how much money they have saved since fostering children. They are probably the type of people who only spent the bare minimum to survive and live. Mm-hmm. Many people are like this. They don't spend their money.
Right. And that's a good point.
So they probably had money all along. They probably just running scam to get the house, but they probably had money.
Right.
Because I think they're those type of people. They've probably been hustling for some time. They were taught well. Wanda West probably taught them, her and her husband, how to get by out there in California. And that's it. They're hustlers. They're just baby hustlers. That's all.
Ugh. I understand. Doesn't make me feel any better, but I understand.
Yeah.
Well, there's no more nothing now. No more Winnebago, no more $2,000 income. It's a wrap.
No more children.
So whatever they're doing, the umbilical cord has been cut.
And they can't see each other. They can't touch each other. So, yeah. Woohoo. Good luck on that.
Well,
let's hear it for true love.
Yeah.
Somebody will like Jackie. They'll like that long, pretty hair.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. And they'll like, trust me, whatever. Picking up the soap with him, I'm sure.
Lord Jesus. Indeed.
You're gonna want to take him down a few notches. So picking
Mhm.
up the soap, that will be a good deal for him.
I just looked at a picture on his Facebook post where his head was bent down. I never noticed that his hair is receded. He's bald on top. His bald spots.
Oh,
Hmm.
It's okay. They'll still like that. It's a good smooth
So if he's got
feeling.
spots already in that picture, which was over a year ago, he's definitely going to be full blown bald.
I was going to say that hair is falling out.
Wow, in
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm. It'll be.
Because, bad
Oh.
nerves can surely make thin spots thinner.
Amen to that. Yes, they can.
Yes.
Damn, bro, you had a little fade when you came in. You just bow out. Yes, I am. Because I don't think they're going to let me out of here.
You look like a thumb now.
Oh, my goodness. You're not going nowhere.
No.
Wanda West, Phil West, where are you? Vasquez, where are you? We're wondering, where are you? Hear ye,
Yeah.
hear ye. Are you going to talk to the public and tell us what the hell's going on with your family? Or are you also witnesses and you can't speak? Ting.
I'm sure, yes. And they're in the gag order now, so we won't hear shit. So
Crickets.
yeah.
Well,
It's been crickets.
No, it's just so tragic. I mean, it's like we knew from the minute. I mean, remember him, Trezell speaking, and like he thought he freaking parted the Red Sea by renaming two children that already knew their effing names. That just started me off on the wrong foot to begin with. But still listening to him speak with his little arms crossed, you knew the shit wasn't right from that. You really knew it. So
That was the weirdest body language for talking to the press or anybody.
Yes.
Them standing there in that pose, going back and forth. That was just strange looking.
Yes. And
You
crap
just-
I've never heard. Like I was listening to something last night, and when Trezell is up there, he looks at her and goes, "Remember, we rehearsed this." And you could hear him say that. And I'm like,
Say
"Oh,
what? Say what? I didn't hear what you said.
He said when they both were up on the podium there, and I guess she was a little quiet, he said, "Remember, we rehearsed this." He kind of turned his head to the side, but he said it. You heard the fucking words.
He had a hot mic.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, I heard it loud and clear, and I'm like, "Oh, you little motherfuckers!" Ah, God.
You think he would actually risk saying that knowing there are microphones up there, Rand?
I heard it. So whether now maybe somebody fucking put something in there. It was it on Portrait TV? It wasn't on a fucking individual channel. It was on a channel where they put that. We're thinking he said this. And you listened you had to listen hard, but yes, I don't know. I can't say. Her whole body language, both their body
sure
language.
if they could go back in time, they would redo some things.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, no
But
doubt
that's
about
what happens
that.
when you haven't planned this farce out thoroughly. Because
That's
had
why
you not killed the
yeah.
kids, you wouldn't even be in this situation in the first place.
Right.
Yeah. That's why you say the 50 ways to kill somebody and 100 ways to get caught.
Yeah, because you always forget something. When
Yeah,
you're
always.
wrong. That's just the way
Yeah, it's just like the other hooker you were talking about, whatever her name is, Papini, that came up with that farce. Eventually, karma comes around. Might take a while, but karma will come around.
Oh, I believe in that.
Yes.
It does. Whatever you put out there will come back on you. So do be careful.
Yes. Yes. Because that was
I'm a living legend of that. I have got more crap back at me for things that I did when I was younger and stupider, and it never fails. You don't ever get away with anything eventually.
No.
It will.
It's hard for me to envision you ever being a bad girl who done it, but okay.
Oh, listen, girl, please.
Right.
No, don't buy that at all. Don't buy that.
Okay.
I know whereof I speak. Yeah.
And I understand that. I get that. Like we're all from different, if I were comparing myself to somebody, I don't know if you guys remember the show Square Pegs, like the nerd of that was me. Okay. I am I'm happy to take my nerd freaking thing because that was me. But you grow and you get to where you're going. Like I knew where I wanted to head, which was law enforcement. And you either succeed or you fail.
Yeah.
You know, I worked very hard and I got to where I needed to be. So
yeah. It's true, Queen. It comes back around. They wish they had done it so differently, and not at all, because it seemed like a great idea at the time, but now
Imagine that, a great idea. It coercing children to beat children.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Evil people. It's hard to comprehend it because most people don't think like that.
No.
But
and thank goodness that poor child came forth and hopefully is getting some very intensive counseling. I mean, and you're now
what's going to be bad if it's all 4 kids, because I still am not sure on the age of the adopted ones, but if they were big enough to do harm, then you're talking about 4 people murdered a kid.
That is, I just can't wrap my head around it.
That means they have the potential for
right. It's just sad. It's sad that you.
I heard you say that the other night, Queen, about they've done this now. That's going to show up again at some point in their life.
Well, I hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't either.
But my fear is that we don't know how long the abuse and neglect has gone on with these people, with the children. You got to remember the bio children came in the world before these other kids.
Right.
So they had them longer. So we don't know exactly what they saw exhibited by the parents. We know the parents are evil. So you have to really dig deep and say to yourself what was going on when they first bore their own children.
Correct.
Then when they decided to take in foster children, who all they were abusing.
Yes.
So nothing off the table with this group.
No, nothing is off the table. I 100% agree. I think we're going to be so nauseated and angry when we hear what these 2 pieces of shit did. It's going to be unreal. You know, it really will be unreal.
Because imagine finding out later that they were, and I do believe they were killed in that last apartment where they lived. Imagine being the neighbors that lived in the building, in the complex, knowing you walk by these people and they had their kids kill them. And that's why I said, even if the kids weren't involved, still the fact you did something to cause the deaths of the children.
Right.
And you're walking by these people, living beside, underneath, however it goes, that's deep.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, even when they lived in that apartment, people that were interviewed at the original, they'd be like, he wouldn't even speak. You know, he would do whatever he needed to do.
He did a lot of weird stuff. Parked his car on the back side of the building instead of parking in front. Somebody used to come visit, a Black woman who was probably the mother. And he would let her have his parking space. I remember that was mentioned.
Yeah.
But he always went to the back of the building instead of parking in the front. And he was doing that when the mother wasn't visiting or whoever. So that's probably because he was doing some other stuff.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what that sounds like.
That's probably because they were minus kids then.
Yeah,
started doing that.
I was wondering if their neighbors in Bakersfield began to say, "Well, where are the other kid? Where are the other? What happened to them?"
I'm going to say something to you when you don't speak.
Yeah,
you're saying it to yourself. You're not saying it to him.
No.
Yeah.
He was a wounded bird from probably birth. I think Wanda's a smart ass, and I think she's a narcissist, and she spawned a narcissist. She and her husband, and we don't really know much about Phil. He's probably just as guilty because we can't just say it's just one.
Right.
It's probably both. And Trezell was fucked up from childhood because his childhood is what spawns the adult demon in the first place.
Right.
So he probably was abused as a child. He probably was talked down to as a child. His mother was probably very strict with her children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm betting that.
That makes sense.
And I won't doubt that she also had favorites.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I 100% agree.
That's very sick.
When this shit all comes up, we're going to be like, oh my God. And how many people okay, I didn't listen to the news today. Did anybody find the kids that were fostered to them? That other one?
There hasn't been any updates that I've seen.
Okay. Oh my God. I was just hoping he came up, because he's so proud of himself that he come up with some names. You can't do anything else other than dress yourself, motherfucker. But you were so proud that you changed those 2 kids' names. I just
he's a narcissist, so
Yeah.
I own them. I can do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So people
These
don't
are my
understand about adoption. You can do whatever you want. They're going to
It's
get a
my
new social
property.
security number, so you can change the name.
Yes.
You change it any kind of way you want, and nobody can tell you not that you can't.
No. And I know that, but it's a child's name, unless it's freaking Moonbeam Sunshine. I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to change their name once they know it. But I'm wondering, because those 2 kids that woman is complaining about is they had unusual names, and I'm like, well, did they change the names? I mean, it'll be interesting to see where that heads to. I hope no one else is.
When somebody brings a receipt that they actually had the children.
Yes.
And they're the same children.
Yes.
But that's the point. Who's going to tell it? The state's not going to tell it.
No.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Just a mess. A big mess.
Yes.
Really sad.
What a world, what a world.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Anybody's going to come forward and speak up. I'm also curious to the witnesses.
Oh, yes.
I am too.
Who the witnesses
I'm very curious to the
and,
witnesses.
and if they have knowledge that the children were dead. These 2 don't strike me as the type that would talk to people. So I think these are people who lived around them, people who saw them coming and going in and out of stores, things like that.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah. People who observe them. That's, the point you're always making. Somebody's always watching you. And some with good intent and some with evil.
That I see you have company on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Uh-huh.
I got to tell you anything.
Yeah.
But I can say I can see the cars pull in, the people leave, what they had on, how long I think they stayed. That's it.
It's amazing in any case. The one thing that always strikes me is like people in the neighborhood, what they had observed, and oftentimes that'll be the very undoing of whatever crime got committed. That they were seen doing or not doing, having or not having something or other.
Yeah.
If you live in a neighborhood, you cannot escape the attention of other people. Your comings and goings become.
People watch everything you do now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just out of interest, just sitting on the front porch watching the cars go by.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or they have cameras, which is what, that helped to get these 2 idiots is the camera.
Is say again, what helped you get them?
Cameras that people had on the street.
Cameras, right. Seeing the comings and goings. Always an eye. We are watched far more than we know just by surveillance cameras.
Everything's an eye in the sky.
Yes.
Everywhere you go in the same store, same gas stations. You're always seen somewhere. Somebody saw something. They don't have to say anything about it till after the fact. Yeah, I remember her. I remember him.
Exactly.
They used to come in here, get coffee, whatever.
Because people are really creatures of habit. You probably would stop at the same gas station every time.
Why not?
We establish our little rabbit trail and we get stuck in it. And then people see a pattern.
We get gas.
I saw him. He was here in the middle of the night.
We usually get gas close to the house. Why I'm going to drive far away to get gas?
That's right.
Why am I going to go far to get groceries? It's common sense stuff.
Same McDonald's. It's same fast food places. We favor them. Same grocery store. If we find one we like, we get dedicated to it. Unless they run out of something we really want, then we might go somewhere else. But we all have our little rabbit trails, and they get observed. And when we vary from that little rabbit trail, that's noticed too. How come they didn't? They usually leave about 7:30 in the morning. Nobody left this morning.
Tracy says, I think maybe some witnesses will be previous foster children that were in their care, including Wanda's. Wow. Didn't think about that.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that could be.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
To get the grand jury thing, they had over 50 witnesses, so it could be previous kids. You know,
Imagine that.
Tales to tell.
Indeed.
Sure.
Indeed.
Queen, you tired tonight? I can tell.
Not
Are
really.
you worried? Something
No,
on your mind?
just in a place not conducive. So,
No. Yeah. She tired.
it's not conducive.
Yeah, understood.
Well, I don't know about the foster children, other foster kids testifying. I don't know if the state will allow. I don't know about that. I don't know. Okay, you don't hear that often.
The judge determines so much about what's going to be admissible and what's not, who's going to be able to testify and who can't.
Somebody says, I don't think the children will have to testify. No, they'll probably play their audio.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't
Their
know.
Of what
private
happened.
interviews.
But I can say the ones that are the oldest, they might make them testify.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know,
They'll be preteens, they're biological children.
that other custody issue, the McNabbs, where they killed the baby and dropped it down a well. They had their actual son on the stand. He was like 15, but they had him testify to what he saw, the damage to the baby that he saw before they dropped it down the well. So it's very possible. You know, it depends on how much harm are you going to cause that child by testifying.
In the JonBenet Ramsey case, the son, didn't they showed interviews that they did privately with him. I don't think, did he ever have to testify? I think they showed interviews with the psychologist talking to him, or not some therapist type setting where he was talking.
Tupelo says the resident manager had to inspect the apartment after they moved. Well, and what's your point, sweetie, Tupelo, about that? Because I don't think they were up to par from what was said about the resident manager.
I mean, and it doesn't matter if you know, when you sign the lease, you're going to say how many kids you have. But as long as your apartment's clean, when you move out, there'll be no issues.
Well, I believe they went back in there, detectives. I think they went in the old apartment, and I think they pulled up stuff, carpet and all that.
I'm sure. I would hope so.
I got a feeling that's where the DNA is coming from.
Right.
Yeah,
I hope
that
so.
makes sense. Yeah.
Because I don't, well, they didn't make it.
Because I know these fools weren't stupid enough to keep no bloody clothes.
No.
But then this goes back to something I had talked to Crystal about last night, is who's to say that they even buried the children soon after killing them?
You're correct.
Right. I heard that
because
too.
they could have kept them a while because people do that.
Yeah.
They don't immediately dump the bodies. So that would be something if you find out the bodies were there longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They kept the bodies hid in the apartment.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Yes.
Well, it happened in Houston. The baby was
it happens. Yeah.
Yes, it does happen.
The baby wasn't even put in a bag or a tub. He was just laying out, I think, in a bed or something. So,
God.
In his own room. You know, you're a cold bitch. You let your children decay openly.
Isn't that the truth? That's
There
the
was a
sickest
baby
of all.
that was in his little walker that fucking starved to death. There was that one, and then there was you know, it's just sad.
Lord have mercy. It's just ridiculous.
And people committing murder in a place thinking they're going to use a little bleach and clean up a little carpet. They are not thinking about what's under the carpet, what's on the floor below. That's how
bad all the way to the floor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And even the hardwood floor, like they have that dude that murdered his parents, freaking sent him through the wood chipper or whatever. But, you know, he did a lot of his cutting on the freaking living room floor, and it was hardwood floors. And he did get some bleach, but okay. There's
Yeah.
still freaking plenty of freaking evidence there.
Yeah.
you
When
know?
it soaks into that subfloor, into that wood, you're not
Yeah.
getting it out so easily. But who tears their carpet up to pour bleach under? They don't
Yeah.
think about that. It's just like, so nobody will see the blood.
Right.
Well,
there
maybe-
wasn't even carpet on that. It was
They
just
probably,
just-
let's just say they killed the kids in the apartment. They went and rented a Hoover thing
Yeah.
and cleaned it up.
Yes.
Yeah. There's always one little drop.
Because if you
one
put
little
bleach
spot.
down, that's going to stain the carpet.
Yeah.
Right.
And they probably
right.
didn't want to stain it with bleach.
You can tell where carpet has been treated in one area with some chemical or other. But that luminol, you can't run and hide.
No.
Blood can't hide from luminol.
You cannot run and hide from luminol. And then when they were in Cal City, they had those two siblings that they put back in foster care because they were freaking supposedly smoking marijuana and whatnot.
I think that happened in Bakersfield. The neighbor told that in Bakersfield apartment complex.
Yeah, before they moved to Cal City, excuse me.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
So,
Getting the two places confused.
well, that's why I told people you really don't know who's who because more than likely they had a lot of children in their care in and out.
Yes.
Because that's what foster care is. Coming and going.
Yes.
True.
I brought you statistics. 13 months is the longest that most children stay in foster care.
Yes.
So that's not a long time.
No.
And if you got behavioral problems and then there's parental problems, the two don't mesh, they won't make it a year.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just jacked up. Well, Linda, we don't know if they killed anybody else. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Testifying via videos, that'd probably be the option.
Yeah, I agree.
Separate room.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they don't have to look at the parents.
Yeah, and the trauma of a courtroom for a child would be just so frightening.
Yes.
I'm sure they try to make them as comfortable as possible.
I must say, I never thought this day would come. Because I was leery. Day for day. Nothing.
I think we all were. I mean,
Now, here it is. But the sick part is the bodies are still out there somewhere.
Right.
Where are they?
Yeah.
And I don't see them telling because they pled not guilty.
that's
You're not
my
going to tell
problem.
somebody where a body is and plead not guilty. You
No.
plead guilty, you'll either tell it or hold the secret.
Right.
But you can't plead not guilty and then tell somebody where a body is. That defeats the purpose of putting in a not guilty verdict. Plea.
Yes.
Because that means I'm telling you, I don't know anything. So I can't tell you where a body is and I'm innocent.
No, that's true. But I mean, hopefully they'll get it mid court. Like, oh, we need to just say what we know. I really do hope they just come up with it. Come on, give those kids something because they certainly had a shitty childhood.
But they're not worried about those kids. That's why they're dead.
Oh God!
Why am I going to be concerned about a kid when I killed the kid and I'm trying to preserve my own life?
I know, but it makes me sick. It can still make me sick.
I'm not going to tell you anything because I'm trying to live my damn self.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all about survival at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to preserve my own life. I ain't worried about nothing else but me. I ain't worried about the ones I killed. I ain't worried about the other kids. I'm worried about my damn self.
Yeah.
And if they decide to pretend to be Casey Anthony, they'll turn on them other people too.
Yes, they will.
So that's another thing you all ain't thought about. They could implicate some other people.
Yes. Most definitely.
Lord have
They
mercy.
should have attended the Don Wells School of implicating everybody else in the whole county.
They're different. They decided to be quiet.
Yeah.
They pled the fifth.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this evidence has shown they may change their verdicts. Well, why would they do that still? They know what they did. They know what they did. They know who they involved. They know who they told something to. And they also know what they left behind. There's no way they could not know that.
Right. And they may change
And I'm
their
sure every day that plays over their head. Every little thing they did and said.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Zine was crying in court, but Jacqueline looked defiant. How do you know that? It wasn't filmed, was it? I didn't see him crying in court. All I saw were still photographs.
Yeah, I didn't see him crying.
I didn't know that they even filmed it.
Some court reporter might have observed that.
Show the queen him crying because I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I would like to see that because
I don't see Giselle crying.
No. And if he did, it was for himself. It wasn't for those babies. It was for himself, not for the babies.
Yeah, awfully sorry they got caught.
Yeah, that would be it right there.
Not sorry they did it. Yeah.
They were.
His eyes were red and watery.
Dude, I'd like to give him something. Like, I would pay money to go fucking kick him in his fucking balls if you could find him. Seriously.
He probably don't have those.
Yeah, exactly.
Him missing those downstairs.
Exactly. But, if there's any money on it.
It's probably just a flat mound of flesh. Shut up, Quay. Just like the doll's kin. You know what a doll looks like down there? It's nothing.
Oh, Randy, you killed me.
Just a mound.
God, that is hilarious.
Come on, Queen. Tell it now.
What does it look like? Nothing. Plastic.
It's okay. I could still put my foot.
Two bodies humping flesh to flesh of nothing. Just disgusting. Wow.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I'm into that. I still could knee him in this fucking nuts and take no fucking whatever.
Well. Like I said.
But you're right. He probably don't have.
He probably don't have none. No testicles. Knowing him, he's probably stuffed them in his anus. I don't know.
Probably.
Shut up, Angela.
Man, people get up to the craziest things.
You see, we three on panel are probably why she doesn't want.
They reported them missing because somebody came asking about them. Come on now, you all. Why would I report them missing if all this time I've had them gone? Somebody was inquiring.
Yes.
That was the whole purpose.
Yeah, something was getting hot.
Yeah. Somebody was sending letters, notices. Hey, if you don't comply by this day, we'll cut your aid off.
Right.
They had other kids they had to feed, take care of. 9 times out of 10, they were getting money from the state and or medical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and vaccines.
They weren't paying medical for all those kids out of pocket.
No.
They didn't have any jobs. How do they pay for medical? How are they paying for the lights, the water, the gas, the money down on the house, money for that big van they were driving? Stay woke.
Right.
It costs to live.
Yes.
It's just sick. It's very sick. For all we know, they might be drawing disability checks.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked.
Without a doubt. Getting everything, hustling for everything.
Yeah, she probably drew a check for herself, or he did. We don't know. He hadn't been working, so.
Yeah.
You're talking about just 4 checks for the smaller children, unless there are other children that have disabilities. Their own biological children.
How do you make a house payment and pay for that? That Winnebago looked new. So how do you make a house payment and pay for Winnebago and you ain't got no job?
Oh, it's California. It's a land of dreams.
Oh,
live in that.
The hustle is real out there.
Yeah, it's Disneyland everywhere.
Part-time, they might be picking up cans, any damn thing. Probably using the kids to pick up soda pop cans off the street.
I'm sure. Because our governor would only give an extra 5 cents if you.
It would not shock me in the least. Using their kids, baby mules. Who knows?
Yeah, had a workforce.
Using their kids for.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure. I agree. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It's just
hush
one
money.
of these days.
Hush money from whom? They're the ones that committed the crime. So who would be giving them money? It's jacked up. It's a real jacked up story. Very jacked up.
One of these days, we just won't be shocked anymore.
Oh, May can't get here quick enough. We can bypass April.
Just jump
Oh,
on.
no, we can't bypass April.
Two stories I want to end into Rogersville and this one. But
April's a good month, okay? Because I was born in April, so April's a good month.
Well, there you go. We got everything to look forward to then.
Well, you celebrate your birthday, and we'll be at the court hearing.
We'll report back.
Yeah. We'll double back when the trial's over.
Coming to you. Yeah.
Let us go backwards, okay? Because right now we try to go forwards. I'm ready for spring anyway.
You can do your live from the courthouse.
I'm ready to get this party crunk because I already know May 23rd it is going to be busting at the seams hot. It's always May.
Coming to you live from the courthouse steps.
It's going to be Smokey J May 23rd.
I know, but I bet you they push that shit back. What do you want to make a bet? They push that shit back.
Well, they've got to get time to get their business in order, and that was proposed that they possibly will move it at a later date because they just got the case a week or so ago, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Takes a bit. Motions have to be entertained. And
this is a very thought out crime that involved more than Trezell. Well, that's the whole thing. Nobody knew what was involved. We just got the information from the district attorney. I'm going to be truthful. I've never suspected anybody else but those two. And quite frankly, I still don't really loop the kids in that way because they're kids. This is still all them.
Yes.
Because you orchestrated some people that's under the age of rationale, even though the older ones should have known better, but they're still children.
Yes.
If you're living under fear, you will do just about anything.
So this has probably been going on beforehand.
Yeah.
We already suspected the children were probably already abused before we even knew that the other children were involved. So anybody with common sense now knows that if we're to believe that these other children exacted the crime, they've been beating up them kids or whatever the hell they were doing to them.
Right. They've been conditioned to that kind of thing going on.
So as soon as they got them in, they probably was roughhousing because he let that be known. They roughhouse. Yeah, with your kids, not with each other.
Right. Roughhousing as kids. Yeah.
You left that part out. You know, it was like somebody said, Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's some scary shit.
Yes, it is.
Because I don't care if the kids were rambunctious. You're still talking about kids that are bigger, longer arms, longer legs, heavier weight, who don't have no business deliberately fighting a toddler.
Well, it's all boys, and that's a lot of testosterone to be confined in one area.
Yes.
They're going to be off the jump all the time.
Yes.
And if there aren't any rules, and take it as far as you want to, you know, if that's kind of the way it is, violence begets violence. So
yes, especially if your parents, if you know the parents are going to be rewarding you for your negative behavior.
Yeah, you get to eat tonight.
Yes.
So they've been letting those kids fight those kids.
Yeah.
God.
So those kids have probably been battered up. And one already had a messed up leg.
Yes.
Being an infant.
Yeah.
So that thing probably never healed properly. And then now you're getting jumped on by some bigger ass kid. This is crazy as hell. This is a wicked story.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
You are absolutely right. It is wicked to the core.
But what's going to be amazing is you going into court, knowing everything that you've done with the kids, all the children, and they play it back in your face.
Yeah.
You have to show enough be a narcissistic son of a bitch. Because there's no way I'm going to sit in court and let you play back something I orchestrated.
Correct.
Because I got a feeling they taped it.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
So imagine you've coerced your children to do these dirty deeds, and then now they play it back, And you're still going to sit here and say to a sane person, I'm innocent.
Right.
But don't you mind what you just heard now.
Yeah.
That wasn't me on that video.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say? Because naturally, somebody's going to answer if indeed you typed it and you're coercing these children to beat up 2 babies.
Yes.
How is your attorney going to explain it if you don't testify?
Yeah. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. You're the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's what we were talking about last night. All it takes is reasonable doubt. And that's all it takes for their attorney to put it in those jury members' head.
Right.
But you're not seeing and hearing what has been displayed in front of you. We've got a reason for that.
You know,
but what you aren't going to be able to explain is where the bodies are, because there's no bodies. So where are the children at? If I watch let's just say it's tape, I watched them get beat up or however. So where are they? You're going to explain it. Because you can't say it's going to be on the burden of the state to prove where they are. No. Once I see that you killed them, now you're going to have to prove to me where they at.
Right. Now it's your problem.
Now it's your problem. Because you're the one saying you're innocent. Lord have mercy. I have no idea where the children are.
No, and they just need to freaking accept where they're at and tell us where the children are, because everybody in the universe would like to make sure they get treated properly.
I think it's obvious that they're not going to tell it.
No, they're not. They're not. But that just shows you what more of a human you are not. Okay.
That's the reason why we're in this situation of talking about them.
Yes.
Because they never cared for their children. Period.
No. Correct.
This is worse than what we had assumed.
Yes.
Nobody thought nothing about no babies being involved. No other kids.
Right. That would have been, that was the big reveal right there. That it was just looking at the parents thinking.
Nobody said, what are you talking about? Drug them. Nobody said anything about no drug and no kids. Come on now. We don't know what they did to the kids. We don't know if they were burned. We don't know any of that. I think they just let their kids have their way with them. That's what they did.
I think they threatened their kids. Like, if you don't do this, the same thing is going to happen to you, or something to that. And, you know, I don't think kids just went off on them. I think they made a threat to them.
I don't think the kids did that. I think what it was, the kids were probably out of control.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Right.
And then he showed his children how to deal with them.
Yes. Yes.
That's what he did.
And even when they knew, the kids knew, they were like, oh no, you got to finish it now. I just don't think they just encouraged them to a point. I think they encouraged them to finish it.
Do you think they, like the daddy?
But my thing is this, if you got your kids beating the kids, those kids are bigger. Where did you think it was going to go? You're steady punching on a baby.
Yes.
It wasn't going to end well for the kids.
No.
And you weren't going to take them to the doctor. So how are you going to explain half-ass beating? I'm going to just keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true.
So
but
I think it was intentional.
Yes. You encouraged it. Not you, but Trezell, he encouraged whatever happened.
Here's a thought. I'll test my theory. Trezell does not strike me as a really strong man. Like, you know, he's not, I wouldn't look at him and say he's a man's man.
No.
He looks kind of weak. I wonder if having those boys, he wanted them to be tough. big and tough, because people are going to try to beat you up on the playground.
Yeah,
And
I'll
here's
tell
how
you,
you need to come back.
he's got some serious internal problems
Yes.
with himself.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's
A
the
lot of
purpose them
self-doubt.
hiding them out, not letting the kids come outside to play. They probably were walking like little soldiers. He was
Yes.
going to be what a lot of sadists want to be, is in control, because he didn't have control as a child. That is where the inner child comes out as an adult. Let me get back what was taken from me.
Agreed.
9 times out of 10, Trezell never had a voice growing up.
Yeah,
Correct.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Totally agree.
He never had a voice.
And I agree too. And I'm sure he was abused also.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get back what I never had.
Yeah, my boys are going to be the
So he
toughest
probably,
boys on the block.
was mistreated by his own parents growing up, and now he has children and he is mimicking them.
Yeah.
He probably was a tyrant with his children. They probably couldn't move unless he said move.
Yes.
And Jackie, there's no words for her.
No.
No kidding.
I refuse. She better not even think of going up in that court talking about she was abused.
No. No.
But she probably will.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're going to hear a sob story.
He made me do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He was controlling me.
Yeah.
I was scared of him. Yeah.
And the first thing they're going to say is, well, did he tell you to put that wig on the day we came to a wedding?
Bad idea.
Yeah. Because I don't think that was a part of the plan, man. You did that on your own, just like when you made the 911 call. You were in the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
You were down with whatever was going on in that house.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, equally complicit. If she didn't stand up for those kids, then she's complicit with him.
Yeah, she's complicit. But that's why I said we don't know what the evidence is, but it's going to tell the story. She was down for whatever happened in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She wasn't objecting.
She didn't.
No. She didn't even go look. Okay, so that says it all. When they were waiting for the police to come and she was still in the house and never went out and looked, that says it all.
Yeah.
I just don't, these two people, I mean, they're just like all these other people they talk about. Just a different story, different race. It's all the same. Same MO. Lie. Deceive. It's all the same.
It
Cut from the
is.
same cloth, for sure. Same kind of pond scum.
Tomorrow is somebody else.
Yeah, that was the most chilling thing you said the other night. Tomorrow is somebody else. Tomorrow we'll be talking about some other wicked thing.
Some other goofy ass bio parent, guardian, auntie, uncle, whomever, beating the kids, torturing the kids. It's all the same.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's just this story is so whack to me. Just because it doesn't make any logical sense. It's just sickening. And they're saying they were so little.
I know.
They had nobody to root for them. And that's a terrible thing to be in the world. I don't care if you're a grown up. Not to have anybody on your side,
right?
Nobody on your team that seems to honestly care for you. That's a terrible place to be. And, for them it's worse because they couldn't branch out and be an adult and go find their way in the world. They were under supervision of these people. So I mean, that's a terrible place to be, stuck with some people you don't want to be with. They're mistreating you. You can't fight. You don't got no energy to do nothing. You're not big enough to do nothing. Right. That's horrendous.
You're at the mercy of the people around you, and you never feel safe.
Grown-ass people that are nasty. Now you got their kids beating you up or hurting you. Man, you that have to be that. You talk about broken spirit. There's just no words for that.
No, there's none.
Even the child don't even know what death is. Could you imagine wanting death?
Yeah.
See that
these two babies had no chance from the beginning, though. I mean, they really didn't. From their birth bio mom to where they ended up.
They never understood anything that was going on in life. All they knew was fear and suffering.
I can't imagine being that little trying to figure out why I'm in this situation.
Right.
How
what's
did I get
happening.
in this situation with these people? I don't know these people.
Yeah.
They're not my family.
Right. Why
Why
am
are
I
they
in
doing this to
pain?
me?
Yes,
It's just
they
sickening.
probably never had a happy fucking moment. I mean,
No.
that's sad.
No
That's
loving.
effing sad. I'm sad for them. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's horrendous.
Well, the first job of parenthood, protect your children, protect them,
Yes.
love them, care for them, nurture them, keep them safe. That's that's the frontline stuff of rearing children. You are their protector because they can't protect themselves.
Yes.
But so you big strong thing come along and hurt children? No, you got it so
Talk about the
backward.
relationship with since his mother and father haven't spoken. Let's talk about the relationship between Giselle and Wanda.
Hmm.
And did she ever keep the kids, and how did she treat the children?
Hmm.
Because I'd like to know what her relationship was with or is with Giselle, and did she ever babysit those kids, and how did she treat the kids? Because she hasn't shown any favoritism at this point since the children went missing. One interview only with Good Morning America, and that is it. Same thing with Jamal. But when you go down his Facebook page up until October 21, there's only maybe 2 things about the kids in the month of January of 21.
I can't think that any of them cared anything about these kids.
No, I don't either.
They knew, had to know, and didn't stand up for the kids.
I agree 100%.
And now go run and hide behind the cross.
Yeah, she's landed on Lord this, Lord that.
Yeah,
I was reading
Lord.
her Facebook page stuff. I
God
thought,
is good.
You
all
are
the
I
time.
can
I
I can
take
speak
that
this.
wig and set your ass on fire with that damn wig on your damn skull. Just
I can
ridiculous.
speak this because I lived it, but many inmates do that. They go to this whole
Oh, yeah.
religious, like it's going to protect them and get them through whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, you did some fucked up shit.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody knows that's what they're expecting, is that you find Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody finds
That's
the
what they're
Lord
hoping. You
in
find
prison.
Jesus while you're incarcerated.
Exactly. I
You
can't
find
even
Jesus
begin.
out here after you've done wrong.
I can't
I'm
begin to
one of them
mention to
Jesus
you.
and saying, I don't know if I want you looking for me. How about
Yeah.
that? Shut up, man. That's not nice.
I never knew you, is
I
what I
think
think they're going
that
to hear.
what should happen is your hand should catch on fucking fire when you touch the Bible. That's my own personal opinion. Because I'd have inmates, I'd have to look through this crap before they went out anywhere. And I'm like, I'd be looking like, okay, I can't say anything because I'm a lieutenant. I can't say anything. But, oh, really? Really? You're going to take this, there's just lines in the sand. But God sees everything. So
Yeah.
go ahead with your fake little thing, but know where you're still going to have to go first is all I got to say.
Right.
And it isn't going to be a cloud in heaven. Okay.
Well, it's mockery of God to put on that mantle of godliness when you have done the most heinous of things, or you
Yes.
knew about it and did nothing,
did
or you
nothing.
contributed to it, did nothing to change things. And then
Yes.
to run out and like you're representing God. No. That thing God is not mocked is real.
Yes.
He you're free to do it, but then he's free to come back and say, I don't believe I ever knew you.
Correct.
I'm not familiar. Who are you?
Yes.
I don't know you. So
I done told folks he up there in the robe and house shoes flopping through the house, talking about who is this at the door now?
hanging on the bell all day.
Well, sometimes when I think of God as Medea, like, Lord, what is it now? You just keep knocking and knocking and knocking.
Keep on knocking.
Ringing
You did.
my doorbell. I'm not home.
You didn't answer when I was knocking. So
Because you're right. Maybe he tried to tell us some things sometime and we turned the other cheek, turned the other way, looked the other way. God, I get back with you on Thursday.
Yeah, who at the door?
I mean, we all have our moments where we know we shouldn't be doing and saying things, and We just
Well-
keep on doing them, and the Lord is just sitting up there just saying, Lord, I don't know what to do.
One of these
Children,
days.
they so wayward. Ooh, they wayward. And I know he talking junk about Putin. Shut up, Amy.
Yep. For
I
sure.
know when Putin called, the line is busy. The line, it goes, look, as we say, straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
It goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
And this is what I hate. I'm sorry, the caller you've called has a voice, that's a voicemail that's not been set up yet. Well, what the hell you got it for? You ain't gonna set it up. See, that's people that don't want nobody leaving no message because they don't want to read because they know they ignore you. They know they're going to ignore you. So I don't need the voicemail set up to hear you tell me, hey, why you ignore me? Why you gonna return my call? That is the oldest trick in the book, not setting up the voicemail.
They're killing
Or their mailbox is full.
It's full.
Yeah.
I can't stand that one either. They both the same. You gonna sit here and let all these people call you and leave messages, and you won't even check them. Check the damn messages.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Bad stuff. Mm-mm.
Lord have mercy. It's just baffling to me. So baffling. So, gag order in place. Everyone is to comply. Lawyers at odds and who said what. I think I'm waiting now for the district attorney to respond to what the lawyer said about her commentary last week. I think that's next. She used to respond. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well, all I gotta say is I've really enjoyed my ride. I enjoy you, Queen, because you keep it all with receipts and
Keeping it real.
And who done it? I love you too, because you and I just get along. So all this is,
well, let's go here. Do you think they will be found guilty?
Yes.
Okay, dang. You're about to jump through the screen.
I pray so.
I will go help them.
Okay. Somebody mentioned change of venue in the chat.
It might happen. I mean, but they have a gag order now, so I don't know what the holy fornication you would need that for, but we'll see.
Say that again.
I said,
with a gag order in place, that might be to keep the venue where it is, and there's a gag order so as not to sully the jury pool.
Yes, and if it does move to a different,
let's just keep it real. When she read the indictment, you sealed it up right there for people to talk.
Yes.
That's true.
So there's no way you want me to believe that you're going to probably go through about 50, 60 people or more.
I'm sure they're going to get a change.
So who is not going to know what you said in that news conference pertaining to the allegations?
Good point.
And what you have.
Yeah.
That was out of anybody's mind. She just said some minors.
Right. Oh, they're going to get a change of venue. I have no doubt. But still, does it really?
You think there's going to be a change of venue? Is that what you're saying?
Probably, yes.
Wow. So let me tell you something. Imagine they go way up to Hickville, North California.
That's where I'm
at.
Wine country. Everybody be drunk.
I don't mean wine country. I'm talking about way up at the top.
Way up in there. Yeah.
Where them big old trees stand.
And
that winding roads and folks are driving pickup trucks. You see where I'm going?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Real California.
Real.
Yeah. You can smoke and toke and fucking have a good time.
Where everybody
where they wear lumberjack jackets. That's how I'm talking.
And everybody's high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they ain't high, they got a gun. How about that?
Rocky Mountain High. Yeah.
You know.
Well, if they do that, I don't know.
If I was a lawyer, I wouldn't want to be traveling too far out the jurisdiction. You got to get up every day. You got to travel unless you're going to be living in a hotel in another city. Because
Yeah.
that driving up and down, that would be tearing.
All right.
You think they'll sequester the jury?
If you got a gag order, yeah, you're gonna sequester them.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah, the logistics of that would be so hard.
Well, all I can say is you better hope they don't turn out like that OJ jury, because they were jumping on top of tables, fighting.
Right.
I was just thinking about that
Because they were
jury.
tired.
Yeah.
From what I saw in that documentary, I believe it was on ESPN, that one they did, they were tired.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
movie, rather.
they were.
Because it was winded and they had become sick of each other.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. It's hard
and that's
on
what you don't want. Because naturally, bills are going up. When May gets here, we might be paying, $8 for a roll of toilet paper. It'd be like we're in Russia. So you'll be missing money from your job.
Yeah.
$10 down
unless you say, hey, I can't. And in California, nobody in California wants to miss any paychecks.
No.
No. Not as high as everything is out there.
You better get some people that's drawing SSI as a jury member.
That'd be a qualification.
They don't have to get up and go to work. Just saying.
But it still isn't fair.
What isn't fair?
A freaking SSI versus freaking people on whatever you get, food stamps. It's not fair.
I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying this, okay? I'm a senior citizen, but yet, and I worked hard for where I came in society, but yet you who's never worked, not you, but a person who's never worked, who's getting all these other government subsidies, gets like free bags at the grocery freaking store. It doesn't make any sense to me. What
does that have to do with what I just said, Red?
Yeah, I get it. You asked me, so I responded.
That's not what I asked you. That is not what I asked you. I said, imagine people who don't have to get up and go to work and get a check. People who are not depending on the work check. People that's drawing Social Security, whatever, they've already made their money, got their money, whatever. I'm talking about people that work every day and they're dependent on that money to pay their bills. When you go for becoming a jury member, you don't get that same pay that you make on your job.
You do not.
So that's what I'm saying. You might be a doctor, engineer, and now you're getting ready to make a couple of dollars sitting on a jury. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. No, I can sit there. I have a lot of physical injury.
So my thing is that can cause a problem for somebody's mind to drift when it needs to be focused on the information at hand.
Right.
Yes. I'm not in agreement with our jury system, but we don't have a
better one.
What is it that you ain't in agreement with? The pay?
I just think that certain people should be exempt, and
such as whom?
Anybody that's done anything in law enforcement or retired law enforcement. But you take that out of the equation, you're going to take out a big chunk of people. So I get it.
It's amazing to me.
So you saying somebody that's a private detective or a sergeant should not be chosen as a jury member?
Yes, I am.
I think if they worked in the same city, that probably would be a problem.
They won't do that, though. That's
what I'm saying. I don't think they would choose a sergeant or a police officer.
No, they will.
Because one, they have a civil duty at that moment. So I don't think that makes any sense to choose them as a jury member.
But when you're retired, it's wholly different. It depends on.
So if they retired, you still have a problem if they're retired?
Okay, I'm retired from the federal system, and I still had to produce medical evidence that I was too injured to go on to a jury.
Okay.
So what are you trying to say, Ram? I'm confused with where you're going with this. Are you saying you did not want to be a jury member?
No, I did not. I shouldn't have to. I've been on prior law enforcement for numerous years. But I had
Tupelo says over 62, you don't have to sit on a jury anymore. You can opt out.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm knocking on the door, but I'm
Well,
not there.
Beverly, it is for free to be on the jury.
Yeah.
It is a free duty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an obligation as a citizen.
Yeah, it's just that's what it's considered. You are they want you really to be compelled more than like, to want to be a jury member.
Yes.
As
And I think like prior law enforcement should come in as number one, but it doesn't because nobody wants to be on a jury. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
I would. It interests me. It interests me. But I know the jury system,
You saying you would like to be a jury member, period, or on this trial?
well, I'd like to be on. Well, I'd like to be one, period, just because trials fascinate me. But I was just thinking, as messed up as it can be at times, the jury system in this country is remarkable. They get it right more often than they get it wrong, I think. It's amazing that 12 people can all listen to the same thing and all come to the same conclusion.
Correct.
That's an incredible. What 12 people do you know would be in a room and agree on everything or be in agreement about anything?
Not
so it's pretty remarkable.
Hopefully it'll be a speedy trial.
Hope so. Yeah.
No extra stuff, no shenanigans, no extra.
Right.
Everybody show up, do their job, and get on out of there.
Yeah. That's what concerns me about these 50 witnesses, because jurors do get bored. They do get tired. It gets tedious. And so you just want to put your best people out front, make it short, make it sweet, and make it stick.
Yes.
Well, we will see.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah, there are probably a lot of people like to be on the jury.
Yeah.
And lucky for them, they don't have the death penalty at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, before we check out of here, will the West and Vasquez family come forward and speak up?
I think that ship has sailed. The time for them to have.
What is it? It been about a week, honey.
I know, but they could have jumped out in front of a microphone real quick if they just knew.
Real quick. real quick.
Sorry to give me a microphone. Yeah, I mean they had their chance and now they can't.
Well, I agree with you, whodunit. They have ample opportunity, so whatever.
I mean, just from the initial interview, from that time till now, it's been enough time for somebody to stand up and say, I know these people. Trust me, there's no way they had anything to do with this.
Yeah. But yet nobody did that.
Nobody.
What's
Crickets.
Nobody did it in the beginning.
Right. Crickets.
And now they've been arrested and still nobody.
Yes.
Like that point I was making earlier. Who stepped out for Chris Watts? Who stepped up to the microphone for him? Think of, oh gosh. Oh, I get so mad at myself for forgetting names. Oh, he killed his wife and child. Just can't. Peterson, thank you.
Oh God.
Well, he might be getting a new trial.
Yeah. But in the beginning, who jumped out in front of a microphone for him? I mean, your mama typically.
Mama did, I think.
But it's because I think.
And I looked at her. I thought, you done drove yourself to being on oxygen. You don't need to be saying nothing.
Nothing.
Laying down somewhere, being real still. I said, "Look at this mess. This woman on oxygen."
You need your
smelling
salt.
I'm trying to remember when she on oxygen when it first started. The girl was missing.
Yeah, I think she hasn't. She kicked the bucket. I don't mean that just.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I just remember her being on oxygen, and I'm trying to remember, was she on it when the story first broke? Was she on oxygen, or did she get on oxygen afterwards?
Afterwards.
Yeah, that you trying to uphold a liar and a killer, that will probably put anybody on oxygen.
Yes.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
You don't have to. I agree.
Well, I feel that some family members going to be called as witnesses. That's why she brought the gag order. Maybe.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wanda probably is a witness.
Hmm.
She's probably a witness.
Yeah, tell her to bring that ass weave to court because I have a few things to say about it.
She ain't gonna have money. She ain't gonna have no weave. She gonna have a pull off wig.
I'm just
clap on, clap off. And ain't gonna be no braids. Ain't gonna be none of that.
Queen, you know I got shit to say, and all I gotta say is that's some badass fucking shit. She is
That's one
not
ugly
an attractive woman.
That's an ugly black woman. I
Yeah.
said it. And
Thank
Jamal,
you.
what you gotta say about that? Your mammy is ugly.
Yeah.
I saw her.
coming
Every time I go in the
from
queue and see a clip of her and Phil, and they got her face like plastered into the camera because that's what I guess they were using the camera going live. I thought this is an ugly black woman. Here, this is like a man, two mains sitting up there together.
Well,
Maybe
coming
my
from
style.
the white girl fucking spectrum, yeah, she's fucking ugly. I never say that.
He's
But-
midnight. He's a dark black man, and she's brown to this skin. And I just said to myself, this is a combination right here. Look at this ugly black woman here. She is just an ugly black woman.
She is.
And that's a hard thing to be, because black women
Obviously
tend to be
not.
really good looking.
Obviously, it ain't too hard.
Not for her.
I'd like to
Say
tell her
it.
that
Look,
I
say
would take
it.
pleasure.
Get your kids. That's just an ugly black woman.
I would take pleasure in
Lord,
telling
I know the
her.
Lord is telling me now, Angela, all this bad luck you had, you shouldn't be saying that. I know, Lord. We're gonna talk about it later when I come off the live. That's an ugly black woman. She's ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even talking about a Billy Goat bad. Lord, that's just, I don't know what, that's just some type of animal.
I'll tell you what, in this last year, we have been paraded by some ugly people. Part of what's been so hard about it is these people are hard to look at. Grandis.
Yeah, they all. Them some hard looking gals.
I mean, really.
Or as they say in Alabama, girls.
Girls. Yeah. But that's
Grandis. And they made Grandis human because, you know, we never saw her up close.
Yeah.
To see, you know, how she talk and this and that. And then I'm sitting there looking at her, trying to get a feel for her. And she just, you know, acting dumb and dumber.
She looked like a character on South Park to me. I'm sorry.
I said to the girl, you stupid.
Exactly.
I don't watch that. But I get it. That's a square bob head. That's what I'm seeing with these people. They're just extensions of the demons that we've been talking about.
Correct.
But the demons come from them. That's the point.
Just nothing pretty about any of the people.
The demons come from them.
Ugly parade. Ooh. At least we need to get some.
Brandon's like a man. His mama like a man. Sitting up there, a man with a curly wig and lipstick. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was me.
Queen, you so bad.
What was that?
That was me.
Yeah, I heard that.
You having a stroke?
I mean, that just she's not a pretty lady.
No. Lady, that's a generous.
And then Phil must have been like Bill Cosby. He put a Quaalude in a drink, didn't marry her. What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Want to get married, and she mumbling. You know, and they took her up to the podium like a mannequin. I want to marry this woman. Well, can she hold her hand?
Is she conscious?
I know, exactly.
Damn. They had the preacher. They had the preacher on the outside of the seat. She in the middle, and Phil was driving the wheel. It was three of them in the front seat, like I did in the old days. Everybody sit up front in the front seat of the car. That's the kind of wedding they had. They had a drive-in ceremony. Damn. The hell is going on? Jeepers creepers.
Yeah.
Like R.
Bad.
Kelly. Yeah, I'll pay you a couple $, let me marry this girl. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't this the Elvis ceremony I paid
Jeez.
for?
That's exactly
Better you
what
than
they
me.
had. Shotgun. Showing up. This is an ugly
I mean,
black woman.
shoot myself.
I know Phil had a side piece.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Come on back home. We can do a threesome. I got a shed in the back.
Oh God, please.
Oh wow.
Mm-mm. Had to take her to work with him every day because she was too ugly to kiss goodbye.
Very scary. What you say?
I said he had to take her to work with him every day because she was too ugly to kiss goodbye.
Mm. I am not responding to that. I will not.
It happens. It does. I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the men at work probably told him that. Phil, you cannot bring that dog in here.
Don't bring her back up in here.
That's my wife you talking about, you son of a bitch.
It's hard enough working here as it is.
Well, I didn't know it was your fucking wife. She keeps eating these damn treats. We keep taking, put that in.
Somebody ate my lunch.
She likes Alpo. They still make Alpo dog food. Shut up. I'm dead.
We'll all be eating it soon if gas prices don't get down.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Look, I ain't about to have my stomach torn worse than it already is. Shoot, I've been in the emergency room eating dog food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be too. Mm-mm.
Lord have mercy. What is to become of this world? $4.16.
$4. It's over $5 here.
Yeah.
Well, honey, it wasn't $4.16 last week. It's really $4.90. I got a 3-cent discount with my Kroger card.
Girl, it's over
the last
5
week.
something here.
Well, hey, I'm glad to pay the $4.16.
Yes,
because I know I could be paying something worth $6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Enjoy it while you can. Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it. That's why it ain't a whole lot of gas ain't going in there, but once a week I've got to ration out where I'm going. Got to try to keep these visits short. I try to do everything out in one day when I go out because I hate just going back out the next day to go do something. But then you look up, it's always something else you can think of, like, oh, I need to go get this.
Right.
But it's really best now with the gas being as high as best if you got the money, of course, to get out. You can get on one outing. You just make a day of it if you can. Go here, go here, go here, go here. Do all that stuff in one day.
Make it count.
Yeah, but then every day going to the store is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people like that because they get bored. Well, I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to go over here and get something to eat.
Not me.
But back and forth, the gas is high. And God forbid if you're driving longer than 5-6 minutes somewhere, your pocket get ate up.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
She said, I've been ordering delivery. I hear you, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's going to kill DoorDash and CarDash and.
Oh well, all that's going to go up. The fees for the delivery fees going to probably go up another $1 or $2.
Yeah,
that's all. And the people menus at the place, they're going to change the price on the menus for the food you're buying from the restaurants. It's going to be an extra probably $1 for a meal. Only person who's going to stay competitive is Walmart. He's going to probably keep his prices near the same.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have anybody to compete with.
Exactly.
So he can keep his prices at a certain level.
Yeah, he's a high volume buyer, so he gets a discount anyway.
I went and bought aerosol cans out of there last week, spray deodorant. And they were still 97 cents, but they had went up at the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General.
Yeah, I noticed Dollar General price went up.
Oh yeah, the hair color in there was high. I was like, wait a minute, $3.50 for my little red blood. I was like, oh my goodness, and it was like $3.47 at Walmart. I was just like, man, this is bad. That's all I kept saying 3 weeks ago. I was like, this is bad.
We're all gonna be ugly before it's over with because the makeup's gonna go sky high and shampoo and deodorant and everything.
I'm pretty supplied up, but the point is eventually the stuff runs out. You're gonna have to, I did all that yesterday, day before yesterday, getting, conditioners and all that kind of stuff, shampoo and stuff. But the point is you use this stuff weekly, it's got to run out. That's the thing. Toilet paper, it's all gotta,
exactly.
It's all gotta run out. Look at this person about that Walmart family evil. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know them personally.
They save us a heck of
They
a lot of
got a
money.
nice lump sum from me the other week.
Yes, I
Yeah.
need
They
you
got a
on
nice
it.
lump sum because I really don't spend a lot of money in Walmart. But the other week I did give them a nice little lump sum for some like spring items. So just to get the spring started. But I'm gonna be rationing my coins because I told myself that when I went in Walmart and spent the little lump sum of money, I said, well, just get you a few little things because you don't know what the prices are going to be like by the time it warms up.
It's the truth.
Yeah,
So that's why I went on and bought. That's why I went on and bought quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah, get ready.
I mean, do you know what I bought the other week? Long sleeve V-neck shirts for $1.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where did
At
you run
Walmart.
up into that?
At Walmart.
Walmart. Okay.
It was on the box, a yellow
I have-
sticker, and I told the lady, I said, ma'am, could you come around here and look at these boxes? Is this the right price? So she pulled a little gun out. She scanned it. She said, yeah, they're $1. Oh,
Wow.
honey, I walked out of there with, let's see, about 8 shirts.
I've been looking for long sleeve
Purple.
V-necks.
I got 2 purple, 2 gray, a peach colored one,
Oh,
a navy blue one.
nice.
That they have.
Well,
Yeah, and they also had
yourself.
like a teal green color. Then they had this mustard yellow, the thermal shirts in mustard yellow. They were just $1.
Wow.
$1.
I missed that sale.
So while everybody going crazy and cuckoo, Walmart said, I got this.
You busting out in color too. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, because I thought it's still cool. These shirts are perfect for, going right into spring. And then once it warm up, you fold them up. You can get a lot of wear out of $1.
Yes.
Because each day I can put a new one on.
Exactly.
For a whole week. I have, you know what I'm saying? A shirt for every week just to wear, to run around in. But, they're nice enough to even if you have, a decent desk job or something, you can put them on with, dress slacks.
Yeah, exactly. They dress up or down.
Yeah.
And Sunset says, that's why I can't find any because you bought them all, Quinn. How come you shopping?
Sorry.
Girl, this is my Walmart over here.
But let me tell you, I went, I posted to my community board that mirror I bought today from Habitat because I do spend quite a bit of money in Habitat. Like once a month I go in there and buy stuff. So I went in there a couple weeks ago. I bought me some jewelry. I bought some more jewelry yesterday, and I bought some clothing items out of there too. You know how much they had clothes in there yesterday for? 50 cents.
Wow. I need to come over and shop with you.
I know it. So I bought somebody I know some items out of there. This lady I know, older lady I know, I got her some items out of there. I thought you can never beat getting a nice dress for 50 cents.
Yes.
No, you certainly cannot.
No, and I mean, and the stuff that they have, they're decent. They're really nice looking stuff, especially the dress clothes are really nice. So I was like, oh my goodness, 50 cents.
You hit the lottery then.
I did. My total bill was like $24.91, and I rounded it for the 25 for the donation.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Habitat for Humanity. They build houses for low income and working class citizens in America.
Yep.
That was awesome of you.
I've always spent money at the Habitat because I know where the money's going allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I know they're building houses for the community. Right. So anybody that wants to build houses for people that are struggling, you can get all my money because
absolutely
it's expensive to live in a house. It's expensive trying to put money down on a house, and there are a lot of people who wish they could live in a house, and this organization works with putting people in homes.
Yeah, that's God's work right there.
Yes. So I donate to them when I'm done with using something. I'll take my items there and donate to Habitat, or I'll donate to Goodwill.
Yes.
But Carm is the ones I have a problem with. They're supposed to be here helping the homeless people here in Knoxville, Tennessee, but I don't care for their prices. Their prices are like department store prices, and from my understanding, they're not really affiliated with the homeless shelter. There are 2 separate entities. So I have a problem with that.
Right. Exactly. I can understand why.
Yeah. That's not good because the prices are very high. for the items in the store. It's almost like you're shopping in a department store for the items, and I'm just like, why are the prices so high?
Mm.
You know?
It should be like that.
Yeah, I want to pay a lot of money for something that's used when I just go to the store and buy it brand new.
Brand new for less.
Yeah. But a lot of the things they get are high end because they're very particular about what they take. Because I tried to donate a table to them last year. They wouldn't even take it. There was nothing wrong with the table.
Mm.
It wasn't scarred. It wasn't nasty. None of that. And I just thought, you're not willing to come pick up a nice oak table, dining table.
Well, they are particular.
So I sold it to a lady on the marketplace, and she lived up in the Smoky Mountains. And that woman came down here, and we pushed that bad boy out the door, and I helped her load it up on top of her SUV, and she drove off in the sunset.
She went with your table on the top of.
And it was like dark when she came and got it, like early. And I was like, "Are you okay driving this down the interstate?" She's like, "Honey, I do this all the time, girl. I clean cabins for a living." I said, "All right, ma'am."
Well,
all right.
More power to you.
Yeah. Tell Candace I said hi.
Hey,
she was. Hey, that was a hard, neat looking old white gal. You hear me? She looked like she could tame some lions.
Some good old mountain stock, huh?
Yeah. I think she's the type she could carry that table in the dark on foot and wouldn't nobody bother her. Because the way she was wrangling that string and telling me, grab that end right there and swirl around here and grab me the other end. And I thought, ooh, Jesus.
Yeah, I ain't messing with you.
I wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
No. I'm going to be real nice.
Yeah, fight club.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. But she was a nice lady. She was a real nice lady. But I do sell things sometimes on the marketplace. And I can tell anybody that's a very good hustle for people who need to make extra money. You got things you're not using anymore, you don't need. Put it on the marketplace and sell it. You don't have to give all your good stuff away. Just post it. You take a picture, get the price, description, and just wait to see if anybody sends you a message, for the items.
Yeah, cool. I need to check that out.
Yeah, because a lot of people are donating their stuff, and right now, I wouldn't be donating too much to anybody right now. If I know I needed the money, I would put it on the marketplace.
Right, exactly.
And I would tell anybody that has like a garage full of stuff, attics full of stuff, spare rooms full of stuff, man, post that stuff on the marketplace and get your money. Because it's idea. It's a really good hustle.
Good thinking.
And two, a lot of people sell really nice things on there.
Well, yes, they do.
I'm on a flat screen on there a few years ago, and I still got that flat screen.
Wonderful.
I think I gave the boy, I paid $175 for a 50-inch Spectrum. Yeah, and it's a very good TV, and I still have it.
Well, I'm gonna definitely check it out because I got some stuff in storage here at the house that it's nice stuff. And it's just sitting there, taking up space.
Yeah, that's one thing I do. When I get tired of something and I want to upgrade or get something else, I just post it to the marketplace and sell it. I've got a few items on there for sale now. And you can sell anything. It could be a coat, shoe, lamp, curtains, furniture, chairs, jewelry. I mean, whatever you got that you just don't want. Whatnot, blender, toaster.
I know what my spring project's going to be.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff has got to go. I don't have room to put the stuff I really need.
I've already started going through stuff already. I went through my closets like 2 weeks ago. Went through the closets, getting rid of stuff, donated stuff. I donated some clothes the other day. I just go through and revamp. Revamp. I mean, I go through everything. Every few months, I go through all my clothes, my shoes, jewelry, food in the cabinets. I just go through everything because, right now, the way things are going.
No kidding. You
just don't know how it's going to be. So,
yeah.
But this is a season for spring cleaning. You don't need as much as you think you need. That's one thing we've learned.
It's a truth.
It's tempting to go buy stuff, but like right now, I probably won't be buying anything big ticket items.
I can't till I get rid of some stuff that's already here.
Exactly.
I have room. for whatever it
Yeah.
is I think I might need.
But I would, if I were you, I'd take pictures of that and just post it, make a profile and post it. And you'd be surprised the people that'll message you about the items, because
Yeah.
there's always people on there looking for stuff. I mean, these people be up in the middle of the night looking at stuff. I've gotten messages 2, 3 in the morning, 4
Oh my
in the
God.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is this available?
Till 6 in the morning it is.
Yes, yes.
Better come on. I'm awake now anyway.
So
Yeah.
crazy. So funny.
Mm.
What's that? Miss Tupelo said Wanda's sister, I bet. What are you talking about? Elizabeth Halliday, where are you? Are you overseas? Y'all have thrift stores. If you're abroad, they have thrift stores that are over. They're called charity shops, aren't they? In the UK. I'm trying to see what Miss Tupelo was talking about. Wanda's sister, I bet. Oh, she's talking about the lady I was talking about. Okay, I got it.
Mm.
Well, unless Wanda's daddy white, I don't know.
Girl.
Well, I have enjoyed my time with both of you. So
Well, so have I, as always. As
Well,
always.
thank
It's
you all for
always
joining
fun, pleasure.
Yes, I've enjoyed myself too. I'm gonna go ahead and check out of here. You all, thank you for joining me. I will bring you an update pertaining to Miss Cole out of Florida. I got a notification in the YouTube queue that they believe she was buried alive.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's disgusting.
And the septic tank. I'm so disgusted when I saw it tonight. I couldn't even open it because I knew it would make me sick to my stomach. Because it's one thing to be put in there dead.
Yeah.
But to be put in there alive.
For that to be your last thought.
That they are making a mistake with that information.
I pray so too. My Lord. That's
you're Northern Ireland, a small town. Okay, Elizabeth.
Okay. Hello to Ireland. Yeah.
Yes, you can sell whatever you want on there.
Love you both.
Bye, honey.
Yeah, love you both too.
Quit buying all that stuff, all that shopping stuff. I got new stuff, sending me stuff all the time. You better leave Amazon.com alone.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah, you're spending that money to then resell it. That's unless you're trying to sell it for more money, that's different. Make you a little extra buck or two.
Right. Queen, thanks for having me up. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
It's enjoyable. And you have yourself a good evening, and we'll talk soon.
All right. See you,
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. The said information is pertaining to the parents of T&J'S and Jacqueline. Why haven't they spoken? We haven't heard anything. Any other relatives? I find it interesting that nobody's come forward, but then that's to be expected because these people were very scarce in their commentary when the children first went missing. I thank you all for following the content. Any new information is posted to my community page if you need verification. I will bring you updates when I get them. Today, Justice Smollett goes to court to get his sentence for the hoax that he exacted in Chicago with those two brothers. We will see what the judge will render in this case for sentencing. And also, I will bring you an update pertaining to Miss Cole, who was found buried in her septic tank in Florida. The information I got last night is that possibly she was put in that septic tank alive. This is very disturbing information. But I will bring you all the said video tomorrow, today rather. And I also believe I posted it to my community page. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Oh, what the store send me stuff to leave a review. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. That sounds interesting. Okay. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you'd like to donate to the channel, Everyday Shenanigans, $, Big Angie, 129, Cash App, and all super chats are welcome during the live. Thank you all so much for following the content. I will be back later with more stimulating conversation and breaking news. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Justice for the boys. Amen. Thank you.